didn't, but I saw him. It was very funny. Bane!
What on earth is going on?
I caught that. Well, the stream caught that, by the way, so I have that forever.
Wait, how much of it?
Probably,
Whole thing?
probably the bit,
No.
just probably when you got to the banana peel bit.
Mine caught the entire thing, so don't worry.
Remember, kids, don't do drugs unless they're super venom steroids, in which case, do. But seriously, don't. They're bad.
Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do kids drugs. Alright.
I concur.
Yep.
Okay, yes, two things. One, kids don't do drugs. Two, druggies. No. If I say that on stream, we'll get demonetized.
Yes, it's true. Now,
Potato.
now, Bane, keep to yourself.
You don't tell me what to do.
Oh no, you killed Bane.
I killed Bane. Oh yeah, Batman's out of a job.
Isn't that the entire shtick of Punisher?
Yeah,
It's like-
pretty much.
Ah, yes. Mortal enemies, locked in combat forever. Deathstroke, or Punisher, or insert random person here. Oh, they killed him. They killed him. Okay, well, that's solved for the next month or so before they get brought back. But yeah, cool.
Alright then. Well, hello and welcome to the D&D stream. Just being messaged by Infernal. That's not the reason. I'm still going to be there same time as I need to leave in 5 minutes. Oh, okay. So Infernal's going to be late, as you could probably tell by the message I just read out. So yes, we'll have an Infernal later. He'll be here at some point. But for now, I am in control of Lloyd. So yeah, that'll go well. But I'm here with my players: Kat,
Yo.
Damian,
Yo.
Kay,
Meep.
Romulus,
Yo.
and Vinny.
Hello.
Hello.
Vinny.
The most charismatic greeting was by Vinny. That's fitting.
Yeah.
Checks
Yeah.
out.
Okay. So, yes. So, as I don't think there's anything else. Ready to begin? Your silence is deafening, guys. Come.
Yay! We're ready to... Let's go and kill something. With
Wait,
love.
wait, this
That's
could be a
more like
peace-
it, Cat.
This could be a peaceful session down the sewers. You never know.
That's why we're going to kill it with love. We're going to hug it.
Ah.
Unless it's rats, then you lot are going to hug it and I'm going to run the other way.
You don't want to hug rats?
Okay, so
No, I don't
Cat
want
is
rats.
designated tank.
Yes.
Yep, Cat's been designated leader again.
No!
We'll get to marching order in a bit.
The knight. As the leader, I declare the knight goes first.
Nice
There you
one.
go.
Ah.
Well, all right then.
Sorry everyone, I must have dozed off at the end of last time. Close to the end. Looking through lists of loot can be somewhat tiresome for me. After all, I've seen every single item in existence be made after all. But you know. So last session, the party of adventurers, Kat, Damian, Kay, Lloyd, Romulus, and of course Vinny, went for a rest, escaping the sewers and returning to the abandoned and somewhat smouldering distillery the next day. Upon discovering a rather interesting entrance to a underground or basement lair, either way, the party went down, unlocking the magical mechanism using the leafcutter emblem they had acquired earlier from Vinny and Kay's point of view. They went down inside, discovering a mutator-like cyst of an ooze creature, sending out jambies to attack and otherwise slow down the party. As they fought and completed their little purification process with their friend guard, the party gathered themselves and discovered a secret room off to one side, where inside was several things of interest for the party and less so for me. But after discovering all of these little bits and pieces and deciding what they were going to do next, they decide, and they discuss, perhaps. You're all currently within that initial underground storage chamber again. You can see the ooze where it was otherwise sliced in half by the otherwise now open portcullis, otherwise spread across the floor here with some rotting corpses with the flesh hanging out to various pieces of it, rotting and filling the air with a otherwise dense layer of decay and a terrible smell that makes you all very uncomfortable. The gel that otherwise fills this chamber also still sticking slightly, but not as adhesive as it was beforehand. The dust still clinging to certain areas, giving it a sense of mucky and old mixing within this chamber as you all kind of gather yourselves. What would you like to do in this instance?
Cry.
That's a free action. You may do that.
I guess we
I'm
should
just
try,
going to
like,
point
move
out the
on.
narrator said we were all going down, and I got slightly concerned as to what was quite going on in that basement.
Well, when a party love each other very much,
Oh, what do they do? I love you all.
we sing
going back
songs
in the
together
chest.
and are completely delightful.
I'm going
Understood.
back in the chest.
Very good.
Go back in the chest. Hide.
How long will it take me to learn this arcane lock?
Oh, you can't yet. You're not the right level.
Oh, damn.
You need to be one higher level to put that into your book.
So, if anyone has found any money, I suggest we split it all at the end,
Sure, Minotaur.
rather than looking through it all now. I have found some money, but being a responsible adult, I have decided to look at it later.
Responsible.
I'll be honest, most of you are children to me, and I have to try and be vaguely responsible here. Cat, you 12-year-old.
Damian's just still passively looking down the tunnel, just pretending he's not hearing a single word.
Maybe we should go down there. Like, I don't. Who's going first? Knight? Do you want to go? I mean, you have the light.
You also
Sorry?
have a shield.
I can do.
No, not you. We're talking to Damian.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Can be Damian too.
Don't
yeah.
worry. You're tired. We
He's gonna
care
come-
about your well-being. Hey, Damian. Fuck off. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Genuinely, who has the most hit points? I've got 17 currently.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much going to be me, and
I don't know. How many has Lloyd got?
Lloyd doesn't have much health, full stop.
Lloyd has health. He doesn't have AC.
Yeah. See, I have
How much health has Lloyd got?
Max or current?
Current.
16.
more than me. He goes before.
Okay, so Cat's at the back, followed by Lloyd.
I'm not at the back. I'll go in the middle or.
Okay,
I
so
mean, I'd be happy to go to the front so I can actually be a tank for the first time in this campaign.
okay.
Please,
Yeah.
God.
Go
So
for it.
the guard will go in the middle so that or the plague knight will go in the middle so that he can provide enough light. So
Yeah, I'd prefer to hang relatively far back.
Cool.
Romulus and Kay, where would you like to
I'll
be in
be
this?
immediately behind Damian.
Okay.
Just in case Damian gets
Okay.
scared, so the Minotaur can just casually push.
Okay, so
Knight
Lloyd and then
forward.
Kay. Alrighty. So, as you begin to make your way down the tunnel, past the initial ooze and slime, the otherwise carved tunnel is rough, hewn on either side, not smooth of any machinery, but more of a hand-carved tunnel. It travels down and a little bit to the right for a little ways, the dust otherwise clinging to the floor, a few roots peeking through here and there from the world above, as you begin to delve deeper into this particular chamber. You travel for maybe a good 2 or 3 minutes, the light being held up by the plague knight from his mace, as it otherwise emanates out and down onto the area below. You travel for a little ways, and eventually, Cat, your detect magic fades. I believe probably would have by the end of last session, but
Yeah.
for the sake of it, it fades, and you travel down for a little ways before you see what looks to be an opening of some form. The light otherwise expelling downwards and through the corridor towards what looks to be another doorway with a shimmering sense to it, same as the one previously when you had been on the other side of it. You can see through this, another seemingly illusory doorway leading into what looks to be the Storm Siphon beyond.
Well, we should probably at least poke a head through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When I say a head, I do of course mean yours.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
I do feel very puzzled as to how I have gained this slight animosity. Was it because I shoved an apple in the Centaur's mouth?
Oh no, you're just a tank that's not been tanking.
No, you're just at the front of the line. That's all.
Damian's going to remember this for the future. You don't want to be offered as a human sacrifice. Don't be at the front.
You have a shield. You'll be fine.
It's true.
Hmm.
Let there be another stairway.
Otherwise, travelling to the end of this, kind of looking through, glancing about, the light otherwise peeking through and into the corridor beyond, you kind of take note, looking around, you poke your head through.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh, yippee. Right, I've got to see what perception is. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be low. That'll be a 6.
Okay. You look through. You can see what looks to be a otherwise almost spherical cylindrical chamber to your left, and what looks to be a corridor of very much similar design of kind of the narrow tubing or tunnel to either side with the central channel in the middle. You otherwise look around and you can see this area is laden with slime. You see that the walls, the ceiling are currently dripping with it still, kind of thin streaks that kind of just pull themselves from the ceiling and land and drip in either the water or the floor below, which is slick with almost these patches of adhesive goo.
Oh. Guys, there's a lot of slime dripping sort of from the ceiling on the floor. It looks as though you don't want to have a low dexterity.
Good to know.
Well,
I feel sorry for those with that then.
There's also a cylindrical chamber to the left, which looks kind of curious.
Is it slimy as well?
well,
I don't think so. No, I think it's only
Yes,
it is.
the cylindrical
Oh,
chamber. So, for reference on what you're roughly seeing, let's say, for example, you're poking your head through the door here.
Yep.
And it opens up into a cylindrical chamber on one side, and then it just continues down like that.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. And then there's a corridor which just continues to the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is also notably what looks to be a pool that runs here, and then a central channel that runs through, much like other areas. Very much reminds you of the chamber where you fought the cystic ooze before.
Yeah.
Is it the chamber where we fought the cystic ooze before? I mean, that thing exploded, so all the slime that's dripping down could be from that.
This is what I. Is there anything that would be diagnostic of that? Would I? That's a good point. Do I recognise the chamber?
I would say, with your perception roll of a 6, it is undetermined whether it is the same or a different one.
Could somebody else put their head through?
Can I send Jeff forward?
You send Jeff forward? Okay.
Could do
Yep.
Jeff instantly gets eaten by wall slime.
Jeff
Wall
flies through and out into the area beyond. Go ahead and roll me a perception check for Jeff, please.
Perception is +3, right.
There is a light source so you do not have to worry about disadvantage here.
That is a 14.
14. Looking around with Jeff, it looks fairly similar, and given the amount of slime that's on the ceiling and walls here and is mostly caked throughout this, it seems as though that may have been the case. Yes.
I think we're back here.
You do, however,
I-
notice, with that roll, that the pool to the left, now that it is clear of whatever slime was there beforehand, you can see this strange, almost thin greenish rod with several rings around the near to the upper end of it that is slightly emerged from the water, which now sits almost like almost a brackish black colour from the ash of whatever may have been in it beforehand, that's since disintegrated.
Okay. Guys, we're going there. There's something in the pool. It's exactly the same place as we were last time. It's where we killed the big exploding guy.
Ah,
But there's something in the pool where the slime
Big
was.
exploding one? You didn't mention this before when you came to the surface.
Long story.
we were a bit shell shocked by it.
Hmm.
I would
You know
like...
what
I'm
would
exactly sure what shell shocked would be equivalent to in a D&D
Yeah.
world.
I would like Vinny and Damian to make your choice of persuasion or deception in this instance, as you are both lying about prior events, plus also persuading otherwise.
Okay, I'm definitely persuading, I think. That's a 13 on my part.
Okay. And Vinny?
And
Come on, Vinny. Use that sexy lying ability. Oh.
it's
oh,
not
Vinny.
amazing. Well, it's +5 either way, so 11.
11. Okay. In the exhausted state, the Plague Knight otherwise looks at the two of you and just dismisses it of like they'd been through a lot, they were tired, understandably so, they'd miss out a few details.
Just gonna go over to Cat and just be like, alright, so remember, Plague Knight, we're going to be talking just a little bit more carefully, okay?
Oh, he was there. He's very quiet.
Right.
Shall I start moving and leading us guys towards this road?
Yeah,
You
let's,
can inspect it.
we should at least have a look.
I mean, if it was here last time, we didn't see it, so...
I guess it was obscured by the
Yes,
thing.
let's move.
Heading out into the chamber, the otherwise leaving the smell of the decay and the otherwise kind of dusty air behind you you enter back into the otherwise now slick and slightly adhesive and sticky tube and tunneling of this Storm Siphon end. You can see the spherical cylindrical chamber with the pipeline coming down from the apex of that particular cylindrical chamber, coming down, which would then empty into the pool below, which then spills out into the channel that leads further in to the network of tunnels. You kind of gently step out, avoiding to get stuck on any of the adhesive surfaces, unavoidable in some locations, and to a certain degree peeling your feet off of the sticky surface, but otherwise kind of gently pushing through and making your way over to the pool. Given the now very abundant source of light that the Plague Knight has, you can see where the chamber is covered in just slick green slime. A lot of it has lost its colour. It's now beginning to become almost lime or chalky green, as if fading or dying in its own way, disconnected from its form for too long. You see the otherwise what looks to be a almost metallic greenish rod that sticks out of the pool of water. From the base of it, maybe 5-10 feet down, rises up to just about the break of the water itself, where you can see there are several rings around the top of the top end of the rod.
I'll try and reach that, or shall I see if I can get it out of Mage Hand?
I would suggest trying with Mage Hand because I do not want to touch the water there.
Okay.
Before we like think about touching it, do we want to check it's not like doing any magic or stuff? Do any of us recognize it?
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check there, Damian. I think you'd be the only one who might feasibly know what this is, given your history.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, you're not entirely sure.
I treat it with caution. So I
Uh-huh.
wouldn't like immediately go and try touching it. We could like see, yeah, if it's like doing any magic, because we don't want to like spring a trap without realizing it.
Okay, well, if you give me 10 minutes, I can cast Detect Magic.
Maybe
But
good,
these
yeah?
things do take time, so
You taste time.
they do taste it as well. You can. Okay, I mean, if you want
Well,
What are we looking at?
a rod.
A metallic rod that's sticking out of the water has several rings around it.
How's this water looking? Is it like?
It's
Does it look like it's? Does it look like I'm gonna get stuck if I go into it?
It's so not sure how much you missed for one reason or another. But this is the chamber where the Sistikus was and blew up.
Yeah, I got that.
The water here looks almost like a pale, kind of almost dark, oily brown, where whatever was in it beforehand that seems to have disintegrated has otherwise filtered back into the water and kind of made this muddy brown coloration, as opposed to the light green, almost clear water.
I'd like to go up to the water and kind of like poke it a little bit, see if it.
Okay. Leaning
feels
over the edge,
going.
running your finger through it, it feels like water, and as you otherwise pull it up, the oily nature of it doesn't cling, it runs off quite easily.
All right, I'm going in.
Hey, what are you doing?
Okay. You slide and you otherwise slide off the edge and slipping into the water. You kind of your feet land. It feels like there's a layer of sediment at the bottom of the water, but it doesn't feel like it's clinging at all as you kind of push through and wade through the water.
I'm gonna look at it.
You reach the edge of the walking area and you see the pool ahead of you. The pool is deeper than you, so you're going to have to tread water to otherwise get closer to the rod.
Wow, and I thought Damian was really deep.
Well, it's about 10 foot down at its lowest point, so most of you would be treading water here.
Yeah, sure, I can give it a go. I think I'd be okay swimming.
Okay. You otherwise swim up to the rod. Without any issue, you kind of have to tread water without having a firm footing, kind of bobbing slightly as best you can. There aren't waves in here, so it's quite gentle water. The only waves that you're creating are yourself, but most of them are diffusing down the tunnel. You approach the rod and kind of get a look over it. You can see there's kind of a small hole at the top of it, where you can see there's almost this almost four-sided pyramid groove, but cuts into it with the point being inside the actual rod itself, and then the rings around it seem to be attached via these almost small metal spokes.
Hey, don't touch it. We don't know what it does.
Do I feel anything
No.
at all? I don't think it's magical.
Well, why not?
I don't feel anything. I could try touching it.
Looks at Vinny, sort of. What does that mean?
Case senses are pretty accurate. I wouldn't go around touching it for no reason, though. Even if there's no magic, there is still a pandemic on.
At least he's got an
I
mask
love
on.
it, but also, ouch.
Alright,
wait.
well, I'm guessing I'm just leaving it then.
Okay.
Okay.
Right,
I'll
we
pick
do
it up.
we do have a magic hand that can
Yeah.
do magic
Okay.
hand things.
I'll try and pick up with Mage Hand.
Okay. Mage hand floats over, grabs it, tugs. No, it's not moving.
That bugger's stuck.
Can you
You
attempt to wiggle
can't.
it?
What kind of language is that for a young Centaur?
Okay. Well, that's stuck. I mean, there's a chance I could probably chip it off slightly lower down.
Could you tie a rope around it, maybe?
Yeah, if you've got rope.
Yeah, we got rope.
You said there are small like spikes or something coming off of it, right, Chris?
So if you were to look at a top-down view of it, of one of the rings, you'd have the central pole like that. You'd have an outer ring to it, and that would be connected via a spoke that goes all the way through and connects to the ring itself. Meaning that there is a kind of a beam that goes all the way through it, connecting the ring to the actual pole itself. That's a top-down view.
Okay. Okay, so there's definitely something. You
Pokeball.
can...
Pokeball wouldn't have the line in the middle, but yeah. Points to a sense. Yeah, it's definitely fortified in place, and where the pieces were probably connected together post smithing, whatever the situation with it may be.
I mean,
We can either try and tug it, or I can try and chip away at the base of it.
we could maybe do both. We could weaken it, and then we could. I mean, if it's stuck and magic isn't able to move it on its own, then
Well, it could just be that it's embedded in the ground. It's heavy.
but pulling it's probably not going to help on its own. So we could weaken it at the bottom, as you're suggesting, and then pull it out with some rope.
Okay, alright. Well, if someone's got some rope, I'll tie a rope round it. I don't have any rope.
I
I've
do.
got one
I
on my-
do. Yeah.
You know, I've got one on my backpack, which is just
Yeah.
hanging right in front of you.
Using Mage
Okay.
Hand, carrying some rope over. What's your sleight of hand?
Oh, my sleight of hand.
Mhm.
3.
Okay. It's tied. Give it a quick tug.
Okay.
Seems well tied.
Right, okay. Before you give it a yank, I'll try and chip away at the bottom. I'm going to fire off several homing blades towards the base.
Okay. You fire them off. They sink under the water to where you can see it. You hear a light, almost tink sound of it hitting metal.
I don't know if it's doing anything, but it might do. Who knows?
All right.
Should we pull together?
I suggest we do pull together, but if you'll allow me to take the initial yanking.
Oh yeah, I can follow from behind. That's fine.
Excellent. On my count, anyone who wants to assist can assist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1. Heave.
Romulus, I would like you to make an athletics check with advantage, given you are receiving assistance from the rest of your party. Or some of your party in either way.
Moral support.
That's a 19. Would that be an athletics technically?
Athletics, yeah.
25.
25. Pulling with the rope, you hear kind of the warping of metal as it begins to creak before you hear a ping sound, almost like a muffled ping. And there's a moment when you realise, okay, this thing must have been bolted to the ground. And as you continue to pull, the rope doesn't seem to be slipping. It's not holding its own, but it's stuck fast. I'm going to need another roll from you, please.
Activate Minotaur strength. Wag!
I'd go for orcish to me.
We share a common ancestor.
Oh,
Natural
20.
fucking 20, mate.
For a total of 31. You pull more. The rope almost... You watch as it begins to almost slide. The knot is holding fast, and you watch as the spoke for the metal ring that it's wrapped around and with the main pole, you watch as it warps, twists, and there's a ping as it comes loose and swings to one side. As you're continuing to pull the pole, you hear more pings from below before you watch as it pulls, and it now is leaning but submerged in the water. And as you go to pull again, you can hear it beginning to pull off of whatever bearing it may have had on the ground. There's a moment of release as the rest of you all kind of topple backwards from the immediate exchange. And as you pull it in, you now have the pole attached to the end of the rope.
I want it noted that I was grabbing the rope in case it got pulled out, so I'm getting a free ride back.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Fair.
You were still there. Okay, yeah. So you probably would have
I
watched
was
this whole
I didn't
endeavor.
get to leave.
Oh, okay. No, that's fair. In which case, you would have seen the bolts on the ground as the first one pings. You watch as the sediment around it kind of puffs up, and you watch as a bolt just floats slightly up and then lands nearby where it was pinged out of place. And as it bends, you watch as it, off of its bearing, just pulls free. The rest of the party and Kay, you are now out of the water, and you can see that the pole is attached to it. Slightly bent and damaged in places, with the bearing of the bottom of it being warped now, but still mostly intact.
Okay, can we get this onto a walkway?
You pull it onto the walkway quite easily, kind of using the rope to do so, not wanting to touch it. With
I think
the
this one is one for the cataloguers to look at.
with the
To
light
inspect it well.
with the light more held over the top of it, you will get a better look at it, and you can see that the rod itself seems to have been made from some form of iron beforehand, and is otherwise slick green with almost like copper rust around the outside of it, potentially a casing to the actual metal itself, where it's otherwise this kind of lighter, almost plant algae green that runs along the surface of it with the rings in places where they've been fused together with rust in places, and some of them have snapped obviously with the recent disturbance to them. And you can see on the top where there's very much that cut that runs into the top of the rod itself, almost looking like a slot now under closer inspection.
Hmm. Okay.
Do you think
It's not
something should have
empty.
been at the top?
Quite possibly. Maybe there was a crystal in this. Potentially.
Could have been.
Hmm. I mean, we'll wait until we get out into proper light and give it a proper inspection. There might be seams or something that we can't see. Maybe some housing in it internally that don't know.
Well, we have lighting here.
Yeah.
Gestures of mace.
Yeah, the Plague Knight's currently holding it over as he looks down at it.
Okay.
I think you're right that it did maybe once hold a crystal of some form. I know that in larger cities where households can't necessarily all afford a gem for their own bathrooms, a lot of them use communal crystals. With this being in disrepair for so long, it's possible the crystal was removed beforehand, or potentially what it had beforehand, but it could also have had another purpose. But it did have some form of housing in the top of it, by the looks of it.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, the best people to possibly ask them would be the people that decommissioned this.
Possibly, but there's no way of knowing who that would be, surely?
I think the builders are probably the best people to start with. If they inspect it, maybe they'd recognise some of its original purpose.
True. That'll be something for the morning, though.
Hmm. Yeah.
Sure enough.
Otherwise, should we progress? Romulus, you got anything to wrap this up in, or anyone want to carry a rod?
Looks like you're carrying it, Cat.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
Yeah, sure. Let me carry it.
All right.
Okay.
And somebody give me my rope back.
You watch as Kay holds onto it. As far as you're concerned, you could use this as a small pike if you wanted to. It's not going to do that, but you know.
Okay.
It's a reach-based weapon based on your height, but it wouldn't do that for anyone else.
Okay. I got it. Yeah.
Can I untie my rope first? Put it back in my backpack.
I'm taking a rope with
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
It's
Yes,
it's a ranged weapon. You
okay,
can bring it back.
A filthy sewer water soaked rope is just basically a giant noodle.
Yeah.
Sort
Do
it
you
out
undo the rope first, or are you leaving it tied to it? Okay.
I guess I'll undo the rope.
Okay.
I want my sewer noodle.
Okay. You
There we
retain
go.
your sewer noodle.
Nice. That's going on my backpack. But
You've
Okay.
now got to
baby speak.
rename it as Sewer Noodle, by the way.
Oh,
50 foot of sewer noodle. Yep.
50.
Okay,
Oh,
so
Chris, remind me
Mhm.
where the previous crystals had been destroyed.
Correct.
Did we find like pieces of them, or were they just gone?
Yeah, tiny pieces of glass that had been shattered and removed. The majority of it seems to have been either dissolved or broken, but most of it was fine dust or tiny shards.
Okay.
I can't inspect under the water to see. I mean, logic would dictate if it was smashed by the slime, then there'd be shards down there, but with the silt and the water not being very clean.
But it's a question of what happens to the bits that weren't left as shards.
Anybody got a
And
sieve
also
in
the
their
magic.
inventory?
What was that?
Anybody got a sieve in their inventory?
Nope.
We're going crystal shard.
Anyway, for the time being, should we move on?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Given that we now know where we are, I think we have an idea of where we want to check out next.
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah, we were,
Where are we heading from here then?
well, going back to the crossroads and then following the flow of water, I believe it was.
I thought the flow. Oh, right. Yes. Sorry. Yes, I know where we are now. Yes. Okay.
Okay. As you all kind of turn around and continue to head back, Kay, you get your symptoms from being near the door, which you now know is there, but you can otherwise, now that all of you know it's there, you can see this very faint outline that runs the outside of it, and at one point you were all standing very close to it and didn't even realize it was there, almost blended in very smoothly with the rest of this. Very well crafted illusion magic, it would seem, and with some layer of permanence as well. But you otherwise kind of step onwards, making your way down the tunnel itself, back to the crossroads, where you can see, with the light being held up by your Plague Knight friend, you travel down to the crossroads and you can see where the kind of the darker water gives way to the greenish water of the crossroads, and the water flow heads downwards. You also notably again see the kind of the wall sconces which may have held the crystals previously has been torn, where they've been torn off of the walls. I believe you're all very familiar with this map, coming from this direction in question.
And we're going to be heading.
Coming
I
from this
believe
question.
it was down here?
Yes, the water was heading down this way.
Damn it! I've done something wrong.
Press F1.
Ah!
There you go. Yeah, so heading down this way. So, which side do you want to go on? The left or the right side?
My arch nemesis, the pipe.
I've
Oh,
had
in that
some
case, we
good
could have
luck
gone the
in
pipe
picking
side.
these.
No, because there's rats over that side as well.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we don't.
I suggest we do the pipe side.
You would.
You want some more rat handkerchiefs?
I think they would be excellently absorbent.
Do you reckon that if we got some, we could bring out my sewer noodle?
No, that's
Huh?
staying sewer noodle forever.
Have you considered wrap your sewer noodle in rat skins to make a perfected sewer noodle? a fur noodle, if you will.
There's 1 point of poison damage.
It's
use
us
it
that are
like
going to be using it.
Use it like a
Yeah.
lasso.
You
It's
know,
like,
and
we're scaling down, taking points of damage. Wonderful.
yeah, to take a point of damage every time you do it. But if you take Tavern Brawler, you can do 1d4 points of poison damage with it.
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be fun?
So we're going to go the pipe side.
Yeah. Just remember to duck this time, Cat.
You
Okay.
didn't see anything.
That
Indeed,
is
I didn't.
true. You didn't. You heard it.
Totally out of character there.
Yeah.
You saw nothing.
Okay. Traveling past the walkway and traveling over the other side, you are cautious of the rats, but none of you can hear any of them. There may be light squeaks here and there throughout this area, but there aren't lots. So there isn't a family of rats anymore. They seemingly haven't recovered, or their numbers dwindle still.
Guys, you killed the families. Hope you're happy.
You otherwise travel past the pipe, and as you do, you again see another one of these sconces that has been torn off of the wall and shattered on the ground below. Still the same marching order?
I think so.
I believe so, yeah.
Alright. This is where things get fun. To those of you who weren't here, which I believe is just New Jamie and Simon, no pressing the numbers 1 or 2 over top of the map. I am using states for this map, which means that they can be they can go wrong. So
Okay.
So I'm just going to move everything up here real quick. Create this as I move the map across.
Oh boy.
Just in case things go wrong when I put this down.
Ah,
And it wasn't so bad. Oh no, the clicking
of
has
war.
begun.
Fear.
Lock. Oh. Delete. Okay.
well, I instantly hate this.
So, coming down from this side, you can see that the corridor seems to lead down from where you currently are, Damian. As you get to about here with the light going forward, you can otherwise see up ahead what looks to be some form of opening, almost. You see the hollow tunnel, otherwise 20 foot wide in diameter, leading down with the central channel that leads through all of this still. You can see that from this particular viewpoint, looking onwards, it keeps going for a little bit. You can hear the sound of running water, and more accurately falling water, up ahead, somewhere not too far from your current position. But you can see where there seems to be dust and bits of old debris that otherwise stick out from the area to your immediate left down the corridor from this particular wall space. You can see where it curves in slightly, and you can see that there is you can easily see that there is otherwise the wall is broken down with an archway that leads into a darker interior space, but from this angle you can't see anything great.
Guys, on the left ahead there seems to be some sort of recess, kind of like arched, and there's some sort of debris ahead.
Okay, well, it could be a collapsed entrance, or could it be a normal entrance. Tread carefully, just in case something's around the corner.
Careful.
There's so many rats down here.
Okay. You move forward a bit further.
Yeah.
Stepping forward, you take a quick peek around the corner, and looking around the corner you can see what looks to be kind of a carved stone wall separate from the remainder of the wall itself. And you can see what looks to be almost these kind of darker patches of kind of gathered algae and bits of almost, not sewage muck, but something very akin to, almost like thin layers of slime. Without any proper colouring, it's hard to see, but you can kind of look around the corner and you can see patches of this gunk and what looks to be some form of reflection further in. Can't quite make out what it would be from this angle, given your light source is around the corner.
There's some sort of like carved tunnel around the corner.
Okay.
Bit weird.
Should we get closer and check it out?
I mean, we can do, but we might want to be a little bit careful about sort of exposing ourselves, just in case there's anything in there that might attack us.
I mean,
it looks suspiciously like a dungeon.
so it's I guess. Right. Okay. I'm gonna send Jeff out to about here. I don't want to ping just in case I mess up something.
You can ping. Just don't press one.
Alright.
Just don't press 1, and you'll be fine.
Okay. So, what am I seeing?
Make me a perception check with Jeff, please. Oh, and also don't press R while hovering over it as well, because I think that also messes it up.
Okay. Noted.
Actually, rolling ball.
That is 12.
12. Looking in without any source of light, the vision cuts off to a certain degree. You can see almost like the reflective bit further in. You can see kind of the darker patches on the ground and what looks to be almost patches of it just along the walls as well to a certain degree. But what Jeff can properly see is further down the corridor. Jeff can otherwise see and very much clearly hear what sounds to be a waterfall that leads onwards, and an opening in the metal grate that goes across, leading further down to the remainder of what looks to be an onward corridor to this particular section.
So, from what I could see, that part by Damian, I really need some more light in there to be able to see. But further down the corridor, there is a waterfall and a break in the grate where I think it goes down lower.
Well, first of all, I'm going to cast Dancing Lights.
Okay. The four kind of light blue and red sea lanterns appear, and you kind of send them floating downwards and inwards.
Okay. Just let me know where you want these. They should give us a bit more range, at least.
Okay, well, if you could get some just round the corner of this bit here, or up by Jeff, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then I will take another look.
Okay. The dancing lights appear and float down. Where would you roughly like to place them?
You should mess up the exact mechanic, but yeah, if I have one there, one here, they should still be in range. One here-ish, gives the full bit of light.
Yep, that should be fine. With the dancing lights around and kind of directing one around the corner as best you can, it stops, I'd probably say around this point here, where you lose line of sight. But you can see quite happily, with this kind of the lighter glow, through Jeff's eyes now, you can see what looks to be kind of the patches of what look to be almost brown dust that have almost been clumped together by some form of liquid or sediment of some form, almost like slick mud. Where there's otherwise been undisturbed for quite some time, it would seem, with layers of dust that have kind of collected on top of this mud, but still looking quite moist. You can see that sections of the wall here that are kind of almost lumpy, with sections of almost slightly recessed stone in certain areas. You can see a metal portcullis, and then the vision kind of cuts off as the dim light only goes so far, allowing you to see the portcullis in its reflection, but that's about it. Jeff also sees the area around and what looks to be more broken lanterns on the opposite side of the walkway.
So there's more smashed lanterns. From what I can tell, round the corner is clear.
Can't remember if there's one on this side.
It's quite slick dirt, but the dirt's got a lot of dust over it and other stuff. So yeah, I don't think anything's really gone through recently. So we should be safe to at least move up to inspect properly.
Right.
Head.
Okay, I'm gonna land Jeff on Damian's shoulder.
Okay. Are you still looking through Jeff?
I will.
Okay.
And
just note you're considered. Just
I
note you're
am
considered blind
considered
and
blind.
deafened. And
So
deafened.
I'm just gonna. Oh, okay, right. Well, can I still feel and stuff and talk? I can still talk. I know.
Yeah, if someone touches you on the shoulder or you get stabbed, yes, you'll feel it. But
Okay.
if someone tries to talk to you or whisper in your ear, you won't hear a thing.
Right. Well, who's in front of me? The knight. Well, I'm sorry, knight. I'm gonna put my hands on your sides just to guide me because I can't see. I have no idea if he's replied. Don't know.
You hear
Gonna
through
talk.
Jeff. You hear through Jeff.
Alright, yeah.
That should be fine. Yeah. Just don't get in the way of the mace hand, otherwise the light might be snuffed. And I can't bring this back after it's snuffed. Probably got another half an hour of this.
Right. Should we
Or
go? Are we
investigate
looking
quick.
left then, or am I going further straight?
You're clear to inspect the outcrop that's next to
Oh,
us.
okay. Right.
There's
okay.
nothing really in there except slickness, so don't fall over.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll have a look in. I'll have a look sort of and inspect the portcullis and have a look through. Although I've got no light source
It's
currently.
still-
You can
still
see
very dark.
you've got a light source
Oh, I've
here.
got
That's
that,
it's
okay.
not a bright light source. You can see to about where you are now, so you can just about see the edge of the portcullis.
Oh, okay.
Romulus, are you moving up with the rest of the party?
I will be moving in
Okay.
an upwards direction.
Where do you want to be in general here?
I would like to be next to Cat where possible. So it is part, but obviously Cat is behind. So I will be. I will go forward, but I'll be here so someone can theoretically shove past me if they wish to go forward.
Okay. Kay, as you can run through people, are you going to be staying in your position at the back? Also, you defactoed back to orange again, I see.
Damn it.
I'll mention it every time.
I thought I clicked it this time, okay? I think everybody's focused on this area, right?
Seems like it, yeah. And I'll say, Vinny, you can move that one
Then
there.
I will go here and pay more attention to this direction.
Okay. I'd say go ahead and make me a perception check, given you're there paying attention to this direction. Remind me, you have dark vision, do you not?
I do indeed.
Okay.
That is a 13.
With your dark vision, looking down the way past the grid, you can see that it scales down slightly, sloping down almost sharply to a ledge, is where the waterfall hits, and then you can see later on what looks to be more of the way continuing on. You don't seem to capture any interesting details down here, but you do note that there is a bridge just about the edge of it off in the distance that allows you to cross over between that side and this side. But notably, there is no way to cross over easily from this side to that side. I'd say you also note that there is a clear hole over here, and you can see the tops of a ladder.
Ah, okay. Good.
I'd like to inspect the portcullis.
Okay. How would you like to inspect it?
I want to try and tell if it's like maybe a mechanism to open it, or if there's like any wear on it. Just sort of general good look at it.
Okay. So like close inspection, or like attempting to lift it from the bottom, see if it's just a lift one, or.
I don't want to touch it. I just want to inspect it first. If there's
Okay.
an obvious mechanism before I like force or anything.
Okay. In which case, go ahead and roll me an investigation check, please.
That is he says, looking at a completely wrong page over here. Investigation, that is 15.
15. You give it a solid look over, kind of looking over the portcullis. It's dusty for the most part. You can see that there are patches of almost slickness in areas where something's probably passed through the portcullis, it would seem. But as you otherwise kind of look it over, you do kind of take note that there seems to be some form of mechanism to it. In some regards, you're not entirely sure what mechanism would be in play, but with the light that you currently have available to you, you can see the portcullis is... It's not wide gaps, but you could probably tuck a Jeff through there.
That's my plan. I just need a bit more light in there, if possible.
Yeah, this portcullis is kind of dusty, but it looks also as though something might have passed through it. I think it's large enough if we could get like a K or a Jeff through. That would help.
If we could get some more light, I will go in, but it's still too dark.
I will say, with the guard now being here, you can see more of the room beyond. I would say with your vision, you can see, because of the obscuring terrain of the boxes and stuff, you can see that there are more boxes a little bit further in. You can see that there seems to be a chair and some form of reflection behind to one corner, I'll say, that you can say with that.
I mean, if you could put Jeff onto it, I can take him through.
Onto the portcullis?
Mm-hmm. Well, up to one of the holes.
Yeah.
Okay. You take...
And I'll fly,
Jeff through.
and I'll fly through and scout out behind the boxes and...
Okay.
What I can
you take Jeff, and as you otherwise kind of push him through one of the holes, you kind of, his wings kind of folded in, you kind of squeeze him through and push him through, and as you do, there's a light rattle. And as you do, you hear a... And I'm going to make an attack roll versus Romulus and Damian.
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay. Romulus, that is a 18 to hit. Damian, that is a natural 20.
Oh, come on.
I
Okay.
don't suppose there. Well, that's fun.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Are you sure this isn't a deck save?
I'm sure. This trap is an attack roll base. Okay.
Ow.
Romulus, you take 3 points of piercing damage as the skewer comes out of the wall and pierces through a portion of your shoulder. You otherwise kind of feel the heavy hit against you. It's not a lot, but with the piercing skewer, it goes all the way through, and you feel yourself stuck in place as you see a barbed tip on the end of it. You're going to have to try and snap this off if you want to break yourself free. But in this instance, you can feel the wound is there, and it's not stopping bleeding. It feels like the longer you're on here, the more damage you're going to take. Damian, on the other hand, as you kind of push through, kind of in more of an exposed position without your shield in proper preparation, these skewers come through and one of them pierces through your underarm and narrowly avoids any major organs as it pierces past part of your rib cage, and you feel yourself stuck very much on it as it skewers out through your side, and as you manage to rotate just a little bit out of the front of your torso. But you are very much, both of you are held fast in this location. Jeff is home free as he was not caught in this area.
How much damage did I take?
9 points of damage.
Wonderful. And what
And
kind of
the-
damage?
Piercing. You're also held in place here. So you're currently grappled, and you're going to need to snap the barbs to break yourself free.
You've just heard a knight scream in agony. And at that moment, a Lloyd appeared.
Oh, Infernal has appeared.
Lloyd is here.
Okay, from further down the hallway, Lloyd, you hear the sound of almost this mechanism, almost the moving of blades with metal on metal, followed by a puncturing sound, as Lloyd screams out in pain, and Damian screams out in pain, and Romulus otherwise grunts at the initial strike of the attack.
It's
Ow.
inconvenienced. It's just.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you doing in this immediate instance, you two?
Well, I'm gonna try and the bit that's skewering me, I'm gonna try and snap it out, snap it off, so that I can then remove myself from this situation and get this out of me,
Okay.
or otherwise fix the issue.
Okay. Go ahead and make me an attack roll. This will be with... nope, no disadvantage. This is just a grapple. So go ahead and make me an attack roll, please.
Okay.
Nope.
Can I reckless this?
Yeah. It's a weapon attack. If this is
Okay.
an object, you can. Yeah. Okay.
Using my strength and presumably some form of
Proficiency? Yep.
plus 6, so
Okay.
16.
16. You otherwise grab your... I'd probably say your maul in this instance, given the situation. And you otherwise bring it down in front of you, and you otherwise take the metal, and it snaps clean in half. The old metal doesn't seem to be very resilient, but as it does, you snap the barb in front of you, allowing you to pull yourself free if you wish to do so. The knight is going to attempt to walk forward. Why can I not
I'm
see
going
that?
to pull myself free, and he can do what he likes. I'm getting out of here.
Okay. So in this instance, he can't move forward without pulling Cat with. So Kay, are you taking a step back? Sudz?
Yeah, I'll move over here, I suppose.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take a step back. Damian, you are currently pinned to it. What would you like to do in this instance?
I think I'm gonna have to try and pull it out if I can.
Remember, it is barbed.
It's
Yeah,
it's
I'm gonna have
barbed
to
at the
kinda
end, or
break it, but I'm gonna have to use my gauntlets ready to do it.
okay. Go ahead and make me an attack roll then, please. This again will be with your strength and proficiency.
Right. So hang on the strength.
Yeah. being an old stationary metal object, it's not hard to hit, as you otherwise kind of take your gauntlet, with your other hand you push down, there's a kind of a grinding metal sound before there is a ping as it snaps the end off, and you are able to pull yourself free.
Alright. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get out, but I don't know how else I'm doing that.
Okay, there is currently no space. How are you manoeuvring yourselves to let Damian out of this area?
Well, if Lloyd is willing to back up, I will do so as well, and I will try and lay a hand on Kat's back and like guide her back with me.
Okay. Kat, while you are focusing on Jeff, you feel the kind of a hand on your back.
Okay.
Yeah, relatively gentle, but sort of lightly like pulling backwards.
I don't know if this is. I mean, I'm gonna say I know this is a hand, right? It's not a rat.
Doesn't feel like. Make me a perception check.
I was gonna say.
Vinny just gets kicked in the face.
What's my percentage? Oh,
Okay,
it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, you can tell that it seems to be, even with your -1. You can tell that this isn't a rat. It's not scrambling, not clawing, not biting. It's not fuzzy.
Okay, I'm gonna try and, because I don't know. He's trying to back me up. Like, try and understand or make sense of what it is I'm feeling.
You'd know what happened. You would have heard / seen with Jeff what happened in this instance.
Of course, yeah. Okay, right then. I will follow the hand.
Okay. Letting go of the guard, you take your steps back. And Damian, you otherwise pull yourself free of this place?
Yeah, is there any way of me to grab Jeff as I'm doing it, or is he just stuck?
No, Jeff's on the other side at this point.
Just stuck. Okay,
Yeah.
I just pull myself out.
Yeah, Jeff's been pushed through. He's just on the other side. But notably, Romulus and Damian, the two of you are still bleeding.
Yeah.
Right.
I need help. I'm bleeding.
Is there any chance I can do like a medicine check on myself to
Yeah, go
remove
ahead.
it from me painlessly?
Go ahead. You otherwise
if
pulled
it
yourself
had-
free. It's mainly just bandaging up and making sure you're not going to continue bleeding.
One moment. There is a fly in my room. Oh no, it's flying again. I will find you, you fuck. I will end you.
I
Right.
know that, Paladin.
Sorry, where was I? Medicine check, right.
Yep. Damien, if you wish to do the same for yourself, you're welcome to do so.
You've betrayed me for the last time, Dice. No!
Total?
Give me a moment. I'm trying to ascertain that. That is a 6.
6. Okay.
I just realized I'm not very good at medicine. Help!
You take, as you go to reach for bandage, you're like, oh, this is a bandage. And you pull out a bunch of rat skins and you apply it to the bandage like a bullet wound. But it doesn't seem to stop the bleeding. And in doing so, you take a point of poison damage.
I'll have you know I sterilize those skins very thoroughly. But
I-
fine.
Just rolled a 19.
Yeah, you otherwise kind of, with a bit more medical knowledge, you can see where it has gone through, and you know you're going to have some form of like lacerations there and potentially in the long term, but if you treat it quickly enough, you should stop the bleeding. You take some of the bandages from your pack, you otherwise kind of, knowing full well how the armor is placed, you kind of lift up a portion of it, weave it through, and begin to wrap it round. It's a very careful and somewhat time costly process, but not enough to otherwise wound yourself further, as you otherwise wrap the bandages around and apply pressure to stop the bleeding.
Alright, time for Dr. K to help the Minotaur.
Alright. Make me a medicine check, Kay.
I instantly regret everything.
Having applied rat skins to your wounds, you're now being inspected by a rat.
Okay.
Aha!
Oh,
well.
God.
In this instance, as you're applying the rat skins and you're still bleeding, you watch as Kay kind of scrambles up a portion of you, just takes a rat skin, turns it around to almost not the tan side, but the skin side, and like licks it, and then just shoves it in. The bleeding stops. Take no additional damage. Some seamlessly doesn't hurt. You seem to be okay.
I kind of sit there, inspect it a little bit.
I don't know
Oh.
what witchcraft this is, but thank you, Kay.
I
Also, what the
I-
fuck is going on with this place?
I think we just triggered a trap.
Right.
And given something went through there, I've got a funny feeling we're gonna come across possibly something responsible
Mm.
for all of this.
Well, I don't think a normal sewer would have spike traps in it.
No,
Yes.
So I
this
think
appears
that was
to have been
probably added.
there's
after
a
the
lair
fact.
down here.
I will say, with what you can see from Jeff here, Cat, this is the additional view that you can see.
Okay.
Just to draw your attention to it.
I'm gonna see what am I finding of note in this room, flying around, kind of doing like a slow circular motion.
Doing a slow circle, make me a perception check with Jeff then, please.
Cool. It's +3, so 13.
13. Okay. You otherwise take a slow pass of the room, flying over while this is all happening, while the rest of the party's mending themselves and having a light discussion. Jeff passes over the room, and otherwise kind of circles back before ending up near the portcullis. You see past this portcullis entranceway. You see it opens up into what looks to be the hollowed chamber below, filled with dusty boxes, crates, and barrels, each labelled in a script not too dissimilar from Elvish, which you have seen to extent for this portion. The room smells of what looks to be must and age, and a little bit of decay clings to otherwise the thick, damp roots of this particular, otherwise storage room, it would seem. Behind the first line of crates, you can see what looks to be a chair, still intact, facing the portcullis, while an unlit hooded lantern sits nearby, the crystal seemingly removed or destroyed from it, that being this one here.
Rightio.
You also see a chair a little bit further back from the first. This one, however, lies destroyed and strewn about the floor space before it. The boxes and crates in the chamber contain what look to be glass vials of various types. What look to be some are bottles, some look to be kind of small, almost like potion vials, some test tubes and smaller, it would seem. Most of the vials, however, seem to only be a few millimeters in size at best. Seem to only hold a few millimeters at best, sorry. Most of which seem to be intact, but many of them are missing stoppers of some form. While the barrels around the area seem to otherwise, from close inspection, they don't seem to be too dissimilar from one another. But you otherwise can't seem to see what will be in them at this current time, as none of them are open. You can see that there is an opening to the far back of the wall that seems to lead further down into an immediate forked path, which Jeff kind of pulls away from and otherwise heads back to the rest of this. You also see around the room there is a small, behind Harlan's hand, there is a small lever on the wall which is currently in the up position.
Okay. I found a lever. I believe this might be the storehouse for what they were doing in the basement. There's similar script on some of these boxes to what we were finding in the notes up there. I think I've also found a lever. Or I have found a lever. I could try and open it, but I mean the weight of Jeff isn't... Well, actually... Mage hand, do I need to have
Line of sight.
line of sight myself, or can I use Jeff's sight?
You'd be able to cast it yourself, and then you'd be able to maneuver it using Jeff. It would be a procedure you've never done before, but you can always try.
I can open it if you want. Or try, potentially.
Damian is possibly in favour of this, but he would like to do half of his lay on hands on himself if he can.
Before you do
Okay.
that, the Plague Knight's going to look at you and just go, do you need some immediate assistance or help with that?
I could do with some, yeah.
Okay, he is going to use his last spell slot to cast Cure Wounds on you for 9 points of healing, which I believe is just enough.
gets me back up to where it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sir Knight. Even I don't know his name.
Yep. He is now out of
Better
pretty
than
much.
Sir Plague.
He is now out of pretty much everything. All right.
Shall I give it a shot? I probably can only hear. Well, I guess depending on how loud people are talking, I probably could hear most. I'm hearing through Jeff, so.
Yeah, you're hearing through Jeff, so there's very little that you're actually hearing of this conversation.
So Damian's gonna probably sort of not yell, but say rather loudly, "Please do the lever."
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
cast.
why not give it a go?
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand, and I'm gonna try and use Jeff to maneuver it.
Okay, casting Mage Hand using Jeff to maneuver it. Notably, you can switch between being blind and deaf and not, by the way, and Jeff can just stay there.
Oh, okay, right.
So there wouldn't need to be the shouting, but, that's fine. You cast the Mage Hand as it floats around using Jeff to maneuver it. Go ahead and roll me a d20 and add your intelligence modifier for me. And this will be for your general accuracy and skill with this kind of maneuver.
Plus whatever my intelligence modifier is, which is
Should be plus
3.
4?
So,
Oh, plus 3.
so 22.
Yeah, easily enough using the Mage Hand. It takes a little bit. You maneuver it through the spikes slowly but surely using Jeff's kind of eyesight as best you can and the light. The Mage Hand floats through the portcullis nice and easily, goes over to the lever, and as you pull it down, you hear a clicking sound as the wall skewers reset. And most notably, the portcullis opens.
I think it's deactivated. The spikes, and yeah, I think we're good to go.
Damian is caught in two minds as to whether he goes first with his shield prepared this time, or whether he's let somebody else go through instead and take the damage. No, I think he's going to go through with his shield prepared this time.
Okay. Go through with your shield prepared.
Yeah.
Okay. Who'll be following suit here?
I mean, I can follow. I'll leave Jeff on the crate and return to my vision.
Okay.
And I'll follow in.
Go ahead and position yourselves as accordingly. You're welcome to move the dancing lights as need be.
Yeah, they're immaterial.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, so go ahead and
Yeah,
position
who wants to go
yourselves accordingly.
third?
Is there anything anybody else would like to do before proceeding forward? Because you're welcome to move into the chamber as you see fit.
I'd like to be healed, but I think that's not going to happen.
No, I have 2 healing runes.
Damian's acting as a tank. He's too busy to do lay on hands, I'm afraid, at the moment.
Right.
I have very little healing, so I'm saving it for emergencies.
No
Okay.
worries. I will go up behind Night Lad.
Okay.
The one
Actually,
thing-
maybe let's let someone go through it first in case it activates again before everyone's in this area.
Oh, that's what Damian's doing.
Alright, I guess
No,
Damian's
no,
going
but you
into
get out of the
yeah.
skewer
Okay.
area
Oh.
first.
Yeah.
And let him get
Yeah.
it all the way through first.
Yeah.
So we just go through, get trapped on the other side, and see what happens. That sounds good.
You pass through. Portcullis doesn't seem to come back down. You kind of note the area around you, seeing the scene that Jeff had seen beforehand.
It looks to be safe, guys.
And the portcullis stays up, but
Up.
there's no skewers.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you can go, Cat.
So filtering into the room.
Yes.
Okay. Kay, Vinny, and Lloyd, anything you would like to do?
I will probably bring the dancing lights with us if we're all going through.
Yeah, I'll follow up Vinny and try and get to Damian.
Okay.
I'll probably hang.
I'm just gonna hang out here and just keep an eye around to make
Okay.
sure everything's alright.
Okay.
Okay.
So playing
I'll
Sentinel for
hang
the time
back a
being.
bit then as well.
Yeah.
So that Kay's not.
What
And
about?
I'll
that one.
hang back towards the entrance of this area.
Oh,
So that
okay.
And Lloyd, are you heading through or are you hanging back for the time being?
Yeah, I'll...
yeah, you
Follow
can go
up
through
after.
and I'll
No, yeah.
Are you going through, Lloyd?
Yeah,
Or?
yeah.
I think Lloyd would probably be more useful in there, so I'll stay here so I can see all of you.
Okay.
CK and
Keeping
still
an
growing a bit.
eyes. Yep. Okay.
This is not the ideal spot I'd like to be in, but yeah.
No.
I
This.
asked to have the light
Okay.
moved inside.
Oh, moved inside. Okay.
Yeah. I'll have to spread the lights through this area now.
That's fine. I put it back. It was my
Move
fault.
it in front of me to this fork and sort of gesturing
I'm
to here.
moving
That's it.
forward to protect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll give you as much visibility as possible.
Okay.
There's a time limit on the mace, right? Is there?
Yes,
Or-
Half
I've got
hour.
about another half an hour of it, cumulative time. I can put it out for a bit if you've got other sources of light, just in case we need it later.
Yes.
If I do another source of light, I won't be able to either use an offensive weapon or my shield.
Well, what have you got? A torch?
Do you
Yeah,
want
I've
him to
got a
put his mace out for the time being,
You
Vinny,
know I
while you
can
got
hold
dancing
the
lights?
torch.
Oh, this is true.
I can hold the torch and don't have any
I'm just gonna
detriment.
say yes to that, Chris.
Okay, if
Cool.
you want to
Okay.
put,
He's
That makes sense.
yeah,
he puts
let,
out his
let
bright
Damian
light.
light his torch and
Okay, and I'm passing. That's another torch down,
Okay.
and I pass it to Cat.
Yep, so you pass that to Cat. Okay. He puts out
Right,
his
we
his
can
mace for
swap
now,
around.
as it otherwise stops glowing. He kind of holds it to his side and kind of readies his shield as he begins to inspect the area a bit. Is there anything you'd like to do in this situation?
first things first, I'm going to see what's around this area.
Go ahead and make
So-
me a perception check. And Kay, I'd like you to do the same, given you're standing guard at the moment.
I'm moving Jeff to
Yep.
about here. Literally, he's my forward man.
Okay.
Then I'm going to inspect because I
Okay,
can see down
roll
the
me a
corridors.
perception check with Jeff, please.
No, that Jeff's perception is better than mine.
Can I also look forward?
That
You
is
you can.
perfect.
Your perception check will be more based on smell, given the narrow corridors.
Oh, okay.
But you're welcome to do so. So what was the total with Jeff?
11.
11. Okay. Looking down and beyond, you can see what looks to be two narrow corridors leading to the left and right. What was your total, Damian?
Bear with me. It was a casual 21.
Casual 21. Okay.
As you will.
I'm gonna miss every single attack, but I'll be fine everything else.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Both of the paths seem to be unassuming, leading to no particular area. Both of them seem to get narrower, but the left path from where you otherwise are seems to more distinctly smell of some form of decay or rot. And from what Jeff can see, looking down this way with what little light Jeff has, as these are dancing lights, you're holding the torch, the light kind of cuts off around here. You can see it narrows, and then it gets wider into seemingly a slightly larger room ahead. And going down this way, you can see that it also seems to narrow, but again, where the light cuts off again, there's not as much you can see going down this way.
We got two corridors, guys, and the one to the left smells a lot more disgusting than the one to the right.
The left from your perspective, by the way, so this one notably.
There's a big opening in that direction, but I just can't see it. It's just too dark. I don't really want to be moving. Hang on a second. I'm going to go here. I'm going to hold the torch out
Okay.
to this. I'm not actually going there. I'm just going to hold it out.
Okay.
Now, can I see a bit clearer now that I've got...
Seeing a bit clearer, Jeff can see into what looks to be the open room, where it doesn't seem to be open for much longer, with there being a wall closer to the back here of this particular chamber. But you can see what looks to be almost a muddled mass on the floor of what looks to be kind of a squishy object with harder bits inside. Not quite a full ooze, but it looks to be some form of gelatin, something you'd previously encountered.
Damian,
It seems to be in hibernation at the moment.
I think we have company. There's a mass down the left corridor.
Oh, right. I remember these things, except I was too busy fighting one of the other things to I think Vinny and
Can't make out
Kay
what
and
it
Romulus
is.
had experience. Do you think it's a bit like the thing? Oh, hang on. Was Cat knocked out at the time and too panicky over rats to remember?
If you're talking about
Maybe.
the body things, I did shoot one in the head. But I can't actually see if it's a body. It just looks like a lump of mass of something. It's either a slime or an ooze. There's something there.
Ah, guys, we got oozes. Probably.
Well, that's not a huge surprise.
And it's kind of narrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some of your forms, it's going to be harder to navigate.
Cat,
Mm.
would you be able to shoot at it with something first? Maybe like try to set it alight, just so it weakens it, and then I can go in
Uh,
and try to deal with it.
I mean, I only have one spell that can potentially do fire, and that's Chaos Bolt, and that's not guaranteed.
As long as it's something that might deal a bit of damage before it might awaken, that would
Okay.
be brilliant.
I mean, I think we should have a discussion. Do we want to poke the bear's nest? Or poke the bear
I
while
mean,
he
yeah, we
sleeps?
could go the other way round, but nobody else. Apparently, the party at the moment is just us two.
Well,
Well, you seem to be having so much fun together.
Also, I don't think Romulus or I am going to fit in there very easily.
So I
Yes,
would be
I
going in on
am.
my own.
One
I am.
person will be tanking whatever is in there, and I don't know what's further back.
if that's the case, then would it make more sense to carry on going down the other path first?
It could well
The
be, yeah.
right-hand
We've sort of
side.
scouted out what's ahead in that direction. Yeah, I mean, the other side doesn't seem to smell of decay anywhere near as much as the other direction.
No,
So,
what's going down the right path? I haven't actually looked down the right, closer inspected
It
the left.
it narrows, but you can't see too much further unless you wish to fly Jeff further in. It does thin to a point that you think that Romulus might get stuck. Same with you, where it narrows to that length. It's meant for a very lithe form, it would seem.
I think it's still too narrow, but hang on one sec. I'm going to fly Jeff slightly further forward. Well, that's never going to fit anywhere, is it? Further forward, not too much further, though.
Okay. Looking beyond, you can see will look to be a few barrels. And as Jeff otherwise flies past, you can barely see what looks to be the opening of a smaller room slightly further on. Kay,
Yes,
at this time, what did you get on your perception?
I got a 13.
13. At this moment, as you're otherwise kind of waiting and you can hear the voices of your companions, you hear over the kind of the running water, which isn't rushing down by any means, it's kind of almost slicking down the side here, not overflowing that much. There's almost a light, almost wave before more water tips over the edge, and you note that there was movement in the water. And as you look back, you can see not far from your position, currently preparing to climb out of here, out of the water, you can see almost a skeletal form beginning to pull itself up and out. Vinny, you note this as well, given you are currently in the light and you can see this, considering you are keeping an eye on Kay. Kay and Vinny, you are the only two that notice this. The rest of the party does not in this instance. However, Cat and Damian, on the other hand, as you two are very much aware of what's going on over here, as you are talking back and forth, you hear the sound of as this one is going to stand up.
Okay, my question is, would Jeff have heard that sound? Because I'm looking through his...
That's fair. Jeff wouldn't. Damian, you with your high perception roll would have been the only one who noticed, so I would like the whole party to roll initiative. With Romulus and Lloyd, I'd say you're doing other things at this moment. You're discussing with them. And Damian, you're the only one who's noticed this direction, and Vinny and Kay, you're the only one who's noticed this direction.
22.
I'm assuming you're
Nice.
not going to set off the trap again, so I am just going to reset this.
Oh,
so there's no
wow.
failures.
I hate my initiative rolls.
You'll be doing fine, don't worry.
Well, yeah, absolutely fine. How does this always happen?
It's fine. Fine.
As loads of oozes don't come out. Like, these things are okay. They're not, but...
I know, I haven't dealt
better
with them yet,
oozes.
personally. I've only dealt with oozes, really.
Okay.
Oozes and... Yeah, just oozes. I haven't even dealt with rats.
These guys don't dissolve you. From what I've seen.
That's fair.
The oozes haven't done much damage for dissolving to me yet, so...
Okay, 25 to 20 then, please.
22.
22 as well.
Ooh, nice rolls. Okay.
I balance it out. Don't worry.
20 to 15. 15 to 10.
24 on me, sorry.
24 on you. Awesome.
I rolled a nat
Natural
20.
Oh yeah, and you got a -1. All right, nice.
Yes.
All right, let me put you at the top of the initiative.
And I got a natural 1.
Okay.
Oh no.
Vinny and Cat. Vinny and Cat, I'll let you decide. Seeing as you both got 22, I'll let you decide who goes first out of the two of you, or otherwise sort yourselves
I
out.
would
from there.
say Dex, but that instantly establishes who. So,
I'll let
we're
you-
fighting
I'll let
different
you- No,
sides of the fight,
Dex,
so this
yeah.
isn't the biggest difference.
I'll let Vinny go first.
Okay, fair enough.
Cat's
So
oblivious anyway.
So 15 to 10 then.
I got 13.
13.
Again. Third 13.
Oh, I need to roll for the Plague Knight. Oh no, poor guy. All right. 10 to 5. 5 to 0.
Rez.
I mean, I got
Three,
a natural
natural
1.
one.
So I think I
Yeah.
have to be 0 or below.
So you are -2, I believe, because it would be -4 plus your Dex mod. So
Too busy chatting to Lloyd.
okay. So
Damien's. I'm learning that Damian clearly isn't a reactive knight.
that's fine. Oh man, the initiative order's almost in the correct order automatically. That's good. Okay, so in this instance, going at the top of the initiative, Lloyd, you are no longer surprised. Vinny, it is your turn.
Yay.
Okay. Skeleton's getting up and is moving forward to attack, I assume.
Yep. He's kind of pulling himself out of the water. At this moment, I'd say he classes prone, because he's just pulling himself out of the water, so you'll be able to get the easier strikes on him in
Brilliant.
this situation.
Okay. I'm going to rush in and try to preempt his attacks then. I
Okay.
will, as he's climbing up, I will slash my blade along, sort of horizontally.
Okay.
Horizontally. You know, pointed downwards in like a wide arc.
Yep, pointed downwards, kind
Uh,
of going for almost like a V slash that would cut up through the, either into the head or through the spine. Okay. Go ahead and make
Yep.
me an attack roll with advantage then, please.
Mm-hmm.
And this will have sneak attack.
Sneak attack because
Yep.
advantage.
Yep. Yes, that hits. Doing 8
Yes.
plus.
Plus 3, so 11 slashing damage.
Just need to maneuver my stat blocks real quick. Okay. And how much slashing damage was that? 11, did you say?
11.
Okay, good first strike. Taking the initiative, stepping forward and taking a swing downwards, you otherwise cut deeply into the collarbone of this thing. As it otherwise digs in for a moment, you pull your blade free towards you with almost a draw-like cut, tearing through a portion of it and shattering a few bones given how frail they are, but still kind of clinging to the muck of what it just pulled itself free from. Okay.
Alright, we got company.
Okay, you shout that
I'm
back.
yelling back down the hole, and I'm
Yep.
moving over here, and I'm making a bonus action attack.
Okay, go ahead. Again with
Same time.
advantage.
Yep. No sneak attack, because that's once per turn.
Yep. Still got the D8, D6 there, should have hit. Yep. Oh, and a 6 as well.
Mhm.
Big first turn of damage. All right. Stepping forward, stepping to one side, and otherwise taking your blade again. You go for another strike. This one again hitting the other side of the collarbone, weakening the kind of the V shape of its neck. As you otherwise pull the blade free, you otherwise kind of see these slight tendrils of the ooze, otherwise peeking from the eye sockets itself. But with its puppet being badly damaged, it doesn't look in the greatest shape after those two swings. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that is 17 total. It's always a little bit alarming, Vinny's capability to nearly one-shot himself.
That's fair, and that'll only continue as you level up.
Yeah.
Okay. Cat, you are no longer surprised. K.
Alright.
I don't even know they're there, do I?
You would
I'm
have.
still looking through Jeff.
Oh, you're still looking through Jeff. So yeah,
I'm talking about the barrels.
yeah. So
So
you're
there's barrels down here.
yeah. You're talking about the barrels. You're still clueless until Damian goes. Yeah.
Alright. I am unlatching my mask,
Okay.
and I am charging at this thing, and I am jumping onto its head.
Okay.
And I am going to try and use my claws to rip the top of its skull open.
Okay, go ahead and make me an attack roll. With advantage as it is still classed as prone. Other set of dice this time. I believe that should still hit. Yep.
The 17.
Yep. You otherwise run forward to where it is, and as you otherwise see the two cuts go into place, you otherwise swing forward, grabbing onto the head and digging the claws into the side of it, attempting to lift the scalp portion of the skull off. Go ahead and roll me damage. This will be d4s with your claws.
Yep.
2 plus dex plus 1. This is only resistant to poison. So
4.
So 7 points of damage.
7, yeah.
Okay, it is looking mightily weak as you otherwise run up to it and strike with it, otherwise tearing the top portion of the skull off, revealing the jelly bit inside.
I am biting this jelly bit, and I'm attempting to eat it.
Go ahead and make me an attack roll with advantage.
Consume.
Okay, easily enough, you bite down onto it. Go ahead and roll me damage for your bite. This with your bonus action attack, so this doesn't get your dex mod. Does get the poison damage though. Okay. Okay. As you otherwise bite down with your bite, otherwise wrapping around it, go ahead and roll me a d20 for me, please.
Okay.
Okay. You otherwise bite down onto the surface of the ooze, on the edge of it. As you do, you kind of peel it back. Do you wish to swallow it? It is dead.
Yeah.
You dropped it to 0 hit points.
I want to swallow it.
Okay. As you do, you kind of
my God.
you bite into it and you begin to swallow it as you watch. Vinny, from your point of view, you watch as almost this live jelly tries to climb itself out before you watch as it's almost pulled in by various bits and pieces as Kay shoves it into his mouth and swallows.
The last time I tried to save this thing, it died and turned into goo. I am swallowing it.
Okay. Kay, you take note of the following
Yes?
as you have swallowed it. You note the following, friends who are going to be joining this combat, as you have swallowed it and gained consciousness of the gelatins who are nearby.
Oh, nice.
However, these 3 are currently asleep. Seemingly actually no, correction. Those 2 are asleep, seemingly unaware that their comrade is dead. You've been made aware of the presence of the nearby foes. Not necessarily all of them, notably, but the most nearest to you.
I look at Vinny. There are 3 more.
4 more, technically, as you don't know this one exists yet.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I just know of the 3 that I know of.
Yeah.
Can I respond, or do I need to wait for my turn?
I'll say, given that you're in your own mini combat when this happens, and given the high initiatives, you're welcome to respond if you want.
Do you know where they are?
2 that way, pointing toward these 2. 1 that way, pointing inside.
Right. Help the others. I'll hold things off here.
Okay. With that, it is now the gelatin's turns. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh dear, cat. Oh dear. Oh dear, cat. Oh
Okay.
dear.
Cat, you are blind at the moment. This is an attack with advantage against you from the first gelatin.
Oh,
Oh no.
Row.
That is a 16 to hit you.
oh, it meets my AC.
Oh, sorry. They have a lower plus to hit. That's only 15. Unfortunately.
no.
So that misses. Okay. Next one on the other hand. That one does. That's a 21 to hit. Okay.
Boy.
Yep.
You would have 3/4 cover, however. No, that would still just hit. Okay. Okay. As this one runs up, Damian, you note that it swings forward with its hand and goes for a slam. As you watch as Cat kind of turns around to talk to the rest of the party, it misses, narrowly hitting her across the head. As the next one comes over and swings and bats her over the backside of the head, doing 4 points of damage from this next one.
I'd be using my fighting style there.
Okay, and that one is the imposing,
So-
so you reduce the damage
roll
by
D10.
D10 plus 2, I believe. So go ahead and roll that.
D10. Is that my green?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. That's
Yeah.
reducing it by
10. Yep. So you take no points of damage as it goes and swings its arm overwards. Cat, you don't feel anything. You do, however, hear a very loud clang as the hand collides with the metal shield and otherwise blocks the damage from otherwise hitting you. In this
Let's say at
in
this
this
point,
particular
Jeff
instance.
would have like turned round and seen.
Yes,
that
Jeff
it's
sees.
right
So
there.
at this point, I'd say you would be unsurprised by this encounter.
Okay.
Okay. End of the Gelatin's turn. It is now Plague Knight's turn on initiative 4. He rolled poorly as
Nice.
well. He is unsurprised. Damian, it is your go. You weren't surprised because you saw this coming. What
I
would you like to
assume
do?
that there's major cover currently.
There is 3/4 cover to attack this one, yes. So it will have +5 to its AC.
Beautiful. Can I attempt to move Cat back to say that square there?
Yep, it would take your attack action to do it's a shove. Effectively, you'd grab and move her if you want to.
Okay, and then I could move into that space?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, okay, I think that's what my plan is, yeah.
Okay. Cat, do you wish to resist?
When I realise I've seen that, I can pretty much work out what's going on. No.
Okay, cool. You are pushed to one side. I'll put that like there for the time being. And you otherwise step into the space with your shield out in front of you. So that's taking your action and a little bit of your movement. Any extra stuff you want to try and do?
I think at this point, hang on. Within 60 feet is. So Vinny's plan, from what I can understand, is to sort of stick around and probably combat these two. So am I within 60 feet? Yeah, I'm within 60 feet.
He is, however, out of line of
Yeah.
sight.
So I'm gonna do. Does it need line of sight, shield of faith?
Yes, most spells need line of sight. I think there's only a handful that don't require it.
In
I'm
that
fine over
case,
here. You should.
I guess I can't do that. I'll withhold it for the moment then, and I think
Okay.
that's my turn.
Okay. In which case, it is at the end of your go. It is the mutator's turn. Let me.
Oh, what now?
The mutator, I'm pretty sure it's what we.
Oh no. Well,
Oh,
at least I'm
yummy.
earning my keep as a tank today.
good.
Okay. In this instance, you otherwise hear the sound of as two more forms drop, and you hear beyond in the corridor beyond as they move forward. They otherwise stuck in this particular chamber. Nope, that one can't do it, and that one can't do it. Okay, they are stuck in the chamber beyond.
Looks like I just got a casual conveyor belt of enemies
Yep.
that are just going to be heading my way.
Okay, Romulus, you are no longer surprised. Back to the top of the initiative, Lloyd. Infernal.
Damn it, I'm muted again.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
So they're just wailing onto
Back in a
Damian?
minute.
It looks like they will be, yeah. But you can only see a few of them at the moment. But you can hear more of them in the
Can I
chambers beyond.
see these two?
Yes.
I will. This is the second combat today, right?
Correct.
Cool. I assume my Shield of Faith is already gone, so I will
Yes. Yeah, it would have.
use a second one on Damian.
Okay. Damian, your AC is increased by 2 as Lloyd draws almost this shield in the air as a red form begins to otherwise seal itself around you. Your AC is increased by 2 and you're concentrating on Shield of Faith.
Yes, and I will use Omen of Betrayal on this one.
Okay, that is a charisma save.
Yes.
Oof.
So,
No. It's a 9.
okay. Give me one. Keep forgetting to pin Theurgist. I have to find it in custom.
So this one is now Betrayal.
Uh,
This does count as concentration, so did you want to still do it?
Oh, right. Never mind.
Or
It
did
is
you-
concentration, is it?
Did you want to cancel the Shield of Faith, or did you want to cancel this? In terms of what action you wanted to do?
No, I'll cancel this one.
Okay.
The Omen.
Okay.
I forgot its concentration.
That's fine. If you want to use a different omen, because I think that's the only one which is concentration. And Vinny, you will be up next.
Okay. I'll use Ruin then on the second one.
Ruin.
Yes. If they fail, they go prone and incapacitated.
Okay, well, I will take the original one, so it fails. So it goes prone. Oh no. Okay. You watch as it crumples onto the floor as a pile of bones. And you see this kind of light ooze just begin to seep out of the eye sockets.
Oh god!
Doesn't seem to be dead,
can-
just seems to be
You
asleep.
can. Let me just check. Yeah, they make a save on the. They take damage, and at the end of each of its turn.
Okay.
Oh no, until they take damage. So if they take
Yeah.
damage, they stand up. but
If they
make a
take damage,
save at the
they
end of
stand
their
up, but
turn.
at the end of their turns, they make a save, yeah.
Try and not hit that one.
Oh.
He'll be sleeping unless he succeeds.
Okay.
Okay. End of Lloyd's turn. Vinny, you are up. Cat, you will be next.
Yeah, it's difficult to know what to do here, beyond the fact that... I mean, I couldn't really help over here if I wanted to. It's a bit... It's a bit blocked.
Honestly, I couldn't either.
Yeah. It feels not the best idea to aggro these guys.
But we could, just for funsies.
Can I get around here?
It's fine.
Cool.
Okay. And I'll say, looking
And-
down, you can see the
Mhm.
area beyond. You can see where Kay has pointed out the two, what looks to be pile of bones in the water. They don't seem to be moving. Not animated at this moment.
Okay.
I will say you do also note you could potentially climb across the metal barring here and make it to the other side without touching the water, potentially. Might be a little bit noisy, but you could do it.
Could do. Yeah, I feel bad for not attacking anything this turn, but I don't think there's a lot I can do here. Other than try and get here and
Infernal, we
take
can
some
hear you
swipes at this
breathing.
guy. One thing I do want to look for.
Hold on, Infernal, we can hear you breathing.
Oh, sorry.
Stop breathing.
That's right. Hold your breath till your next turn.
Damn, son.
Hold your breath till your next turn. Alright, everyone, we've got to speed this combat
I'm
up.
holding. I'm holding.
If Infernal doesn't do his next term, he expired.
It's got,
It's
it's got,
okay. I'll be Lloyd then.
In the water,
Mhm.
Is there any sign of like a cord?
Go
what
ahead
you
and
were
make
following.
me a perception check. If you want to be thorough, use your action. If you want to do a quick glance, make it with a bonus action, but with disadvantage.
I will be a bit more thorough since
Okay.
this will get us on the right track.
Okay.
Bit of a waste of time. That's what perception +3, so 8.
You look down into the water. It's hard to tell. It's quite murky. There are layers of kind of what looks to be just melted matter. It's hard to tell. If it is down there, it's very well hidden or buried underneath it. You don't seem to see anything cresting over the top of the waterfall, but then again, it's still hard to see, so it's possible, but you aren't entirely certain. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Don't think there's a lot I can do really.
Are these lights still within range of him? Just queries I'm looking for.
Yeah, so long as
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
within 10 feet of one another and then within
Gotcha.
decent
20 feet
range.
of each other and
Oh.
60 feet of me.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he can only move them if he can see where they are. So right now this one is just above your head, but he can't move it unless he can see where he's moving it to.
Yeah. Okay,
But
that
that's
makes sense.
fine because I know that there's
Stuff.
enemies over there, so
Yeah.
I like to be there.
I've
Okay,
returned. Has
yes.
anybody died?
You did.
I knew it. Finally, I'm free of this mortal flesh prison.
It's
Okay,
trapped
I
in a
only have,
box.
Okay, and I have
Stabbed
like
by a
5 feet
rat.
of movement, so I'll move back over here.
Yep, take a few steps back. Okay. Cat, you're up. Kay, you will be next.
Okay, so I'm still looking through Jeff. I'm gonna drop that. Leave him. Yeah, I'll leave him. How tall is this corridor?
Tall enough that these elvish skeletons are just about not touching their heads against the ceiling.
Okay, again, Jeff through there is gonna be impossible. Okay. Right. Well, Damian, looks like you're tanking. Have fun with that. I'm gonna cast Homing Blade at the one in front of him.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
2.
2 points of piercing damage. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that ends my turn.
Alright. End of your turn, Kay, you are up. And Damian, you will be the next player on deck.
Alright, I will walk here.
Okay.
See that I can't help over here.
Okay.
It is way too clogged.
Okay.
I come back.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help them. Do we just fight these?
Vinny, you can reply if you wish. Simon? You're muted for your monologue.
Sorry, I didn't hear. What did you say?
I can't help them. Too little space. Do we just fight these instead?
I heard. We did hear. We don't know exactly what's going on over here, but we do know there's another path, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was saying, and
Yeah.
pretty sure other people were talking
Yeah,
about it.
that's
but there's
correct.
I was
right
I was
path.
to the back, so I couldn't see, but I was listening
Yeah,
to what
you couldn't see, but you could hear the majority of it, yeah.
I heard nothing.
There might be a way round. Let's see if we can get past these ones. As long as we have the drop on them, we should be okay.
Okay. I'm gonna try and get a running jump over this thing.
Go ahead and make me an athletics or acrobatics check of your choice.
Acrobatics.
Okay.
That is 22.
Okay. With your acrobatics, you run forward, you see the mushrooms, and you otherwise springboard off of one lot, somersault over, doing a few flips in the air and landing safely on the other side of the area. You have the roots here, and you cannot smell or sense any rats nearby to this particular location. But you have landed, taking 5, 10, 15 of your movement to get there.
25, 30.
20, 25.
5,
5,
actually,
10,
that would
15,
be-
20, 25.
That would be 30. Because I walked there and then I walked
Oh,
back.
right. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forgot you moved down there. Okay. Standing at the top of the ladder, you can see down and you can see these two. You note the broken lantern further down, and you note the intact lantern on the wall here still. No crystal within it, however.
Interesting.
Okay. At this point... Okay. Given the sense of your kind of immediate connection to whatever that ooze was, it fades, but not before you realise these two are waking up now. Seemingly hearing your skittering and the movement closer to wherever you were here has seemingly alerted them.
Alright, I'm going to take the dodge action then.
Okay. Take the dodge action. They're no longer surprised from these ones down here. These ones up here, however, are going to take one swing each against you, Damian. Actually, no, this one's incapacitated. Never mind. Damian, that is an 18 to hit you, which misses versus your AC of 21 at the moment.
Yep.
So as it otherwise goes and takes a swing, you kind of, with your shield almost blocking the entrance, you bat it away, kind of parrying it to one side. The one who's on the ground and currently fast asleep rolls a 4 on his save. He remains incapacitated. Okay. End of their turn. It is now the knight's turn. He is no longer surprised. He is going to take a step forward, and now that he has line of sight, he is going to cast Sacred Flame on this first one.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
It's good.
Alright. That is... deck save. Okay, that succeeds on Gelatin's side, so it takes no damage. It's an 18 total. Rolled really well.
Oof.
Okay. He is, however, as he moves up and stands next to you, Romulus, he just goes, try and hit him with something blunt. Those things look quite fragile. Their main frame, anyway. Okay. End of his turn. Damian, you are up. And Romulus, you'll be the next player to go.
I guess me attacking with mace.
Okay. Against which one?
The one that isn't prone.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll then, please. It's just a single roll. Yep. Natural 20. Okay, go ahead and roll me an additional d8. If you wish to add a smite, now will be the time to do it, because you get to double
I
it.
think I will.
Okay.
I can't remember what dice I'm going to roll for this smite.
That'll
Hold on a
be...
second.
Oh,
my
boy.
goodness.
16 plus your modifier.
Hang on, I've got to look at all this. I can't even remember how it works. Divine Smite, hang on.
Oh Jesus! Oh, this guy's getting
Get an
deleted.
additional 2d8
D8.
radiant.
Okay, so first of all, 16 plus what for the damage?
Um, plus 3.
Okay, so that would be 19 points of bludgeoning, doubled because it's vulnerable, to 38, plus 4d8 radiant. Go ahead.
Oh boy.
Is it 48?
Yes, because it's
Yes,
it doubles to
double.
2d8.
It
double
also gets
too.
doubled.
Oh, and then deals plus 1 more against fiends and undead.
This
yes,
does
it-
count as undead, so it would
So
Um,
it's
become
actually
D8.
68
Oh
altogether.
my,
68,
What
okay.
the fuck?
Okay, we're gonna roll all of these. Oh my God.
Paladins, y'all.
yeah, paladins. See, this is
This
where
is
all your
gonna be
damage come. This is where a lot of your damage can come from.
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ!
Level 2 does
24,
70 points of
32
damage
plus whatever I
total.
had previously.
Okay.
Did you include the base, the buff from like the attack modifier or whatever damage? mod?
Yes, he did. Yeah, because
okay.
it was a total of 16 rolled plus his plus 3 to 19, doubled to 38 because it's vulnerable to bludgeoning damage,
Right, right.
with
Two more.
32
So
points of
Just
radiant,
casually
70
damage.
points of damage. Okay.
Okay.
Well, you just Thanos'd it.
Infernal's over here like, burn, just scratch that at high levels, and this guy just does it casually.
I
Okay, in this instance, due to the nature of how this has
I've
gone
never met
down
this
per se,
more.
go on.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that is.
Emotional damage.
Okay. As you otherwise swing down with your mace with the kind of the natural 20, the knowing what's coming, kind of taking your holy symbol and otherwise flaring your mace, you swing down, cracking the skull of this gelatin, and as it does, it shatters. And you watch as, from the natural 20 and the amount of damage you did, I don't want to waste this damage, you watch as the radiant portion of it explodes outwards for a brief moment. As the one on the ground, you watch where the eyes are currently wrapped around its head flare with this bright light, and you watch as its head also explodes, killing these two in the process.
How am I gonna write this in my notes? Oh my God.
Very well done. Okay. Okay.
Still got a bonus action.
You have a bonus action and a movement still. Granted, there's not much you probably want to do with your bonus action, but...
Right, I guess I'm just gonna move forward and the Cody.
Okay, holding the gap further. Okay.
Prepare ready.
yep.
As usual.
Yep. Okay, preparing your shield. Notably, this is on this Jambi, because it is otherwise blocked in this spot, is prone. So it will have disadvantage on attacks against you, and you will have advantage against attacks against it.
Did he delete the second one as well?
Yeah,
Yes,
killed both the Jellicents
he
in
did
one
seven.
go.
He did 70 damage. He pumped a divine smite into a one shot. It wasn't necessary, but I let it just go like, yeah, it's going to carry over. That's fine. Because I'm the DM and I decide that. DMs out there, take notes. You're the ones who decide this stuff. It's cool. All right. Okay, it is now the Jambi's turn. It's going to make attack rolls with disadvantage against you. No. This one can't do anything. So it's just going to stand there. Because it's unintelligent. I will say from this position now, you can hear the sound of almost this light sucking sound of something moving beyond in the chamber. And you imagine where these things kind of fell down and pulled from the ceiling. Something may have been on the ceiling in this room and has otherwise moved on to where you aren't quite sure.
Beautiful. I look forward to that combat.
Romulus. Sorry, man. There's not much you can do at the moment, I'm afraid.
Well, I do have my 10-foot-long glaive. Can I attempt?
Oh, that's true.
Can I attempt to take advantage of this?
Yes. Go ahead. You make an attack roll with advantage because the Jambi is considered prone while it's pinned in this space.
Prove your tankiness.
Fuck you. And I'll reckless because nothing can hit me right now.
Well, no, there's no point in rexing.
You already have advantage.
Oh, I already have advantage. That's true.
Yep.
Well,
go ahead.
yeah.
Reckless anyway.
I just feel better when I do it.
Actually rolls 4d20.
Oh,
so
so
close.
close.
It's still a chunk of damage. 7 points of slash damage that I assume hits.
Oh yes, yeah. Swinging over Damian's shoulder, you otherwise cut into the otherwise shoulder and collarbone from this angle of the Jambi as you pull it free and up back. Not spraying any spittle or anything across Damian, but a clean kit nonetheless, especially where it's jammed into the wall here. Okay. With that, back to the top of the round. Lloyd, you currently can't see anything from the chamber beyond, and you don't think there's a way that you're going to be able to get a good line of sight on the Jambi further in.
Alright. What's in these boxes then?
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check to explore the boxes.
Alright.
3.
Shit.
You go over to one of the boxes and you attempt to pull off the top. It's stuck. You spend your turn attempting to open a box.
Damn it.
Okay.
I use my bonus action to use my perception to see if there's anything worthwhile.
Okay. You can see the files, and you can see the glass files, which don't have stoppers in most of the open crates. But you can see that there are a number of crates that are closed. You can see a bowl which looks mucky and covered in mold, and you can see a few barrels which are otherwise unopened as well.
Okay.
Oh,
wait here.
Okay. With that, Vinny, you are up. Cat, you'll be up next.
Okay. So a couple of questions. How long is this gap, first of all? This drop?
The drop down is 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, so using the ladder will take you 10 feet of movement to go down.
Sorry. Did I hear anything from back here, if there's any? Or no?
In this instance, no, actually. You only heard them shout about it over here.
Okay, cool.
It's fine.
I didn't think I'd hear it, otherwise I would have walked back. But...
I'd say with your perception check at the end of your turn, you realise that Vinny's no longer standing here.
Ah, yeah, okay. They didn't come in.
No, they didn't come in. So either they didn't hear or they're doing something out there. Cool. Okay. So Vinny, what would you like to do?
Alright, well, from what we know of the situation, I think the best idea is to try and deal with these. Can't easily while Kay is standing there. If I were to say... There's a lot of, horizontal bars as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I could have somewhere to stand on, holding onto this grate.
In theory, yeah.
So could I climb along to, here and then hold an action to attack anything that starts climbing up the ladder?
I'll allow it, yeah.
Awesome.
You move over to this particular area, otherwise kind of clinging onto the bar as best you can. You'd only get one attack because you can't dual wield anyway, or with the action held anyway.
That's fine.
You otherwise hold it for a kind of a swing, kind of looking from the ladder's perspective, as Kay is currently standing at the top of the ladder as well, kind of claws at the ready.
Okay.
Cat, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to move here.
Okay.
I'm going to hold the torch out as much as I can so people can see.
Okay.
I'm never getting Jeff through there. No,
Is there only
sod
one
it.
way to find out?
No, I don't want him to die.
Which
I
that
don't-
crystal?
I don't know how hard it is to get him back. So, no. Alright, I will, yeah, I will just...
If you apply enough temperature and pressure to
hang
Jeff,
on.
he will become ductile.
There. What have I got?
I mean, if you technically, if you apply enough pressure to Jeff, he'll eventually become a diamond. But
Can I see either of these two?
No, from this angle you can't currently.
Now, do I need line of sight to cast Homing Blade? Or do I just need
Yes.
to know they're there?
You need to have some form of line of sight. In theory, you could use
Can I-
Jeff.
Can I use Jeff, land them on Romulus's horns, and then
Horns.
shoot round the corner at him?
Bonus action, Jeff flies over, otherwise landing on Romulus's horns. Kind of
Okay.
switching to Jeff's vision. You hold it there and you attempt to cast Honing Blade. I'll say roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier. I'm going to be adding a hit to this
Wonderful.
against this thing, just because, granted, it is homing, but you're trying to do this through in a very skilled manner.
16.
Yes, easily enough. You fire the homing blade up and over. It skews past, and you use a little bit of course correction with Jeff to target. Go ahead and make me your damage roll here.
And that's 2.
Okay, hitting the one in the front, the 2 points of piercing damage. Otherwise, dig into it, kind of doing a little bit of burrowing and tearing away a little bit of the kind of the rotting flesh on the exterior. As a little bit of it just peels off, and you can see the green layer underneath. Okay,
That ends my turn.
that's the end of your turn. Kay, you're up. You see that Vinny is currently hanging onto the edge of it, kind of with his scimitar held up, waiting for something to come by.
Do we wait?
You may reply if you wish.
It's up to you. I'll follow your lead, but it's
I'm going in.
go for it.
All right. So
Ignition.
I'm
5,
diving
10,
into this.
15, 20.
Actually, I'm gonna try and do like I can use my tail now because nobody's nearby.
Correct.
I am going to try and do like like a drop kick, but with my tail sharpened on the top of this thing's skull.
Okay.
I'm cutting these skulls open.
Go ahead and make me an attack roll with advantage because it is prone.
That's the twos.
good old slice and slurp.
It's basically a can opener, isn't it, at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that is.
Induce.
14.
Hits. Okay, this is versus which? The green or the red one? The green one.
Yes, the
Yeah.
green one.
Tail is a d8.
Tail is indeed a D8.
Okay. Otherwise, taking a few steps forward, completely ignoring the ladder for safety's sake, you dive forward off of the ledge, sharpening your tail, spinning in the air before striking down with it, almost with a parallel to your leg, as it otherwise strikes into the skull of this thing, doing.
That is
9,
12?
10, 12 points of damage.
Actually no. Yes, 12 with the 2 poison, so I'm guessing 11.
11. Okay, 11 points of damage. Okay. Landing down, the tail skewering partially into the head. Okay.
And I am going to attempt to try and get this thing out of the skull again.
Okay, bonus action attack with your claws to try and pry the skull off. With advantage, it is prone. Yep. Okay, with the claws, you dig in, kind of piercing and puncturing the temple as you otherwise take the top of it off and just slide the top of it off, revealing the jelly within. 5 points of total damage. Okay. And that is the end of your turn. It is now their turn, and now they are no longer surprised. This one's going to stand up, as is this one. This one is going to step over 5, 10, 15, 20. Vinny, I will say make me an acrobatics check, followed by an attack roll. As it is further down, you can attempt to swing round and make a strike. If you fail the acrobatics but hit the attack roll, you can choose to go into the water but succeed in attack, or you can just choose to not. I'll leave the choice up to you.
Acrobatics first.
Yep, acrobatics first.
That is +7, so...
Oh, yeah. That should be fine then.
Yeah, 13.
Okay, 13. You swing down. It's a little bit slick, but you can. You can make an attack roll if you would like. I will say it will have half cover from the angle. Yep. Okay. That hits.
Damage, and
Yep.
since this is a different creature turn, I can sneak attack.
Yep.
Since K is adjacent.
Okay, go ahead. Cool.
9, 10, 11.
11 points of damage. Nice. Doing some good damage here. You otherwise swing down, kind of holding onto the bar as best you can. The scimitar comes through, slicing off the top of this thing's scalp, very much like Kay wants. And you otherwise take the slice, swing back around, and I'll say you're now grabbing onto the other side of the grate from this side, which is a little bit more slick than that side, but you otherwise have your grip still. Okay. It's now their turn. This one is going to take a swing versus K, and this one is going to... Nah, it's not intelligent enough to do that. Alright. First attack versus UK. No, that's a 5. Second attack versus you. Much better. 21 to hit.
Nah.
It is going to slap you for 5 points of damage as it lifts its hand, the one that Vinny strikes, as it cuts off the top of its head. Its arm comes in and baps you over the back of the head, and you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Eh.
Okay. And oh, yep, and the ones over there are dead. So end of that, it will be the this guy's turn.
What's he gonna do? Maybe he could take us. Maybe this is a time to take a nap. I mean, he's pretty tired.
He's going to. I'm going to say he's going to look around. Oh, he's got disadvantage because he's exhausted. Oh no, never mind. He doesn't know that Vinny. He doesn't notice that Vinny and Kay are gone. So he's going to go over to where Lloyd is, and he's going to attempt to help open a box. Disadvantage on his athletics because he's exhausted. Hey, natural 20 and natural 16. He takes the box and he otherwise lifts the top of it off, otherwise cracking it open. Inside, I will say, Lloyd, you see this as well. As the box is otherwise cracked open, you can see that it seems to be more of these bottles on the inside. These ones notably are more wine bottles as opposed to vials.
The ones he opened up?
Yeah.
Okay.
They seem
Do
empty.
they have anything in them, or are they
labelless. They're empty, labelless, no stopper either, and they're kind of kept within kind of a spongy straw.
Oh, the tragedy of an empty bottle. I'll be honest, Romulus hasn't actually drunk anything this entire campaign. I just do it for shits and giggles.
Just tea for you, isn't it?
Okay.
Nice tea.
Damien.
I am a 7-foot Minotaur. This stuff is like water.
Damien, it is your turn, and Romulus, you will be up next after the Jambies.
I'd be attacking Jambi with mace.
Okay, make me an attack roll with advantage because it is currently prone. Just the 1d8 damage.
Yeah, that's it. I just need to casually move some of those somewhere.
Yep, let's move them out of the way.
Just the 1d8 damage, actually.
That hits, doing 5 plus.
Hang on. Oh, that's the wrong thing to press.
I believe it's 5 plus 3.
3.
Okay. 8 points of bludgeoning damage as you swing in with your mace. You otherwise collide with the side of it. Otherwise, seeing this ripple as a large chunk of it just slows off to one side, revealing the gooey green underneath.
Does everybody notice 2 there in immediate vicinity?
Immediate vicinity, it seems to be.
Jambies.
You hear the sound of cracking of boxes further back.
just yells back, "Save something for me! I'm gonna need a drink after all of this."
Okay. End of your turn, I guess, because you're pinned in. There's not really much else
Yeah,
you can
can't
do.
really do much.
All right. It is the Jambi's turn. It is going to make an attack roll with disadvantage against you because it is prone. No. And the one behind. No. Doesn't get to do its thing. Okay. They're going to stand there. They've got nothing better to do. This one tries to kind of scramble over and does its best to try and push in to try and attack you, but is unable to do so from that position. Okay. End of that. Romulus, it is your go. You're currently standing behind Damian, who's currently got his shield held up, blocking this one from getting any further, kind of pressing it in place. The one behind is attempting to clamber over and strike through and claw the best it can, just kind of scraping against the shield, not doing much else. What would you like to do? Romulus?
I'm just trying to think since I've got... I have no idea about what's going on back
Nope.
here, do I?
No
Nobody
idea. Nope,
Well-
because they're in the dark as well, so they're just keeping it to themselves.
I mean,
Well,
to be
the
fair,
only
we
thing I
barely
really
know.
can do is try and hit this thing here. So
Okay.
I'm going to do that again.
Okay. Make me an attack roll with advantage because it is still prone.
Still prone.
Yep.
Does
Do
that
it.
hit? Yeah.
Yep.
10
10
points of slash damage.
Okay. 10 points of slash damage. As you do that... Okay. You watch as the portions of flesh that otherwise slough off begin to otherwise be almost attached to by small green hooks which begin to try and pull it back together. It has maintained itself this time.
Fucking dick.
I remember these things, damn it.
Don't worry, you'll be a good
Okay.
tank. Since I know this thing has like 1 hit point left,
Mhm.
I'm going to use my movement to start exploring over here if I can.
Okay. Take a few steps down here, exploring this. With the lack of light, given that, Cat's holding the torch, make me a perception check with disadvantage, given you'll be using your bonus action for this.
I perceive with the power of perception.
Perceive.
That,
Perception.
that would be a +3. I have perceived a 12.
Looking forward, you see what looks to be a hole in the ground, with several roots and bits of rope otherwise attached to sections of the wall of pittons. And you can see the roots otherwise coiled down in almost like a weaved staircase fashion. It's
Someone
weird.
has explored this hole.
Well, don't know what to say
Not
to that.
fresh.
Okay.
Literally, all I can hear is just that.
Huh? This might be a bit of a stretch. Could I attempt to see if there's any tracks?
I'll say
round
that
here?
would be something you'd need to do on your next turn, given you've attacked, moved, and then
That's fair.
seen the
That's
area here. Yeah.
Right. Then
So,
I end my turn.
so I'm just curious. Does that mean if we go in the hole, we get sloppy seconds?
Oh my god.
Lloyd, it is your turn. With
I was
Romulus
subtle
out,
about it.
with Romulus out the way, you have a line of sight on this Jambi if you wish. Lloyd, Infernal,
Oh, sorry. What? It's my turn?
it's your turn. Yeah. Given the line of sight, now that Romulus is out of the way and there's only one character, you can see this Jambi pinned against the wall.
Okay. How does he see?
He is on 1 hit point, and also prone, so ranged attacks, beware.
Mm-hmm. I can't see the guy behind him.
Nope, you can see his hand, but not him.
Alright. You can take care of this, right? I need to check out what Vinny's doing.
I do love my companions. These are my long-term companions. They just friggin' abandoned me.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, heading out. You can hear the sound of fighting, but given your human vision, you can't see squat.
Between the choice of helping friends or going into the darkness blind.
I did
Again.
not think about this.
You can hear...
What's the use of this many eyes if I can't fucking see in the dark?
Come and poke them. Maybe you'll get dark vision in them
Oh no.
eventually. There's lots of black eyes.
Oh.
There's no lights down here.
No, there's no light because Vinny, who's got the light sources, are currently up here with the rest of the party.
Damn it.
Oh.
Mm.
I
30.
really want to see
I
you
was,
try leaping
here, right?
across there.
You were there, yeah.
5, 10,
15, 20, 25, 30.
30.
And you do not have line of sight enough to see the Jambi
Shit,
now.
I don't have line. Damn it. Vinny, are you okay? Where'd you go?
Okay.
Yeah, just a minute ago.
On the other side of the grate, we got this.
Okay.
Speaking of.
Speaking
Say that
of.
time's almost great.
Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to do with your action there, Lloyd? Did you want to dash? Did you want to
Oh, yeah,
dodge?
right, I can dash, right.
Yeah. Run back to the rest of the party?
Yeah, sure, I'll go
Okay.
back here
Stay
and
back where you were.
I'll use my
Alright.
bonus action to pick up some fucking vials.
Okay. They aren't vials, they're wine bottles. And they're empty, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Add
some wine bottles from here and then
Smash
some
a wine
vials.
bottle.
How
from here.
many
Someone's
how many
head.
do you want to take?
I'll take like. We're talking about like big wine bottles.
We're
right?
talking like big wine bottles, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
I'll
I
take
can make
2
it look
wine
like a
bottles
raging
and then I'll take
alcoholic.
like
6
5 or
vials.
6
I
Okay,
am well
none of-
aware that I cannot see this, but also, you fucking alcoholic.
Okay. You had 2 wine bottles and 6 vials. When you add them to your inventory, note they have no stoppers. This is relevant for if
No
you wish to use them
stoppers, okay.
later.
Yeah.
Irrelevant, however, if you want to make Molotov cocktails.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Also known as alchemist fire. Okay. Vinny, it is your turn.
Okay.
There's no
Um,
Molotov in this world.
It's alchemist fire. It's fine.
Okay, how's Red Skeleton looking, by the way? The door was smashed open, so
Yeah, both of them are looking. Well, green one's looking worse, but the red one in front of you isn't looking happy.
okay. Basically, my plan is to attack the red one. Can I jump off and then slash at him with both swords in midair?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Awesome.
Okay. I will say, go ahead and
No way
make
this can go
me.
that way.
Go ahead and make me the 2 attacks, and then it will be a dexterity saving throw for the landing in the water.
Can I make a note?
You may.
If this thing dies, can I use my reaction to grab the thing out of its skull and eat it?
I'll. If that happens, I'll allow you to make an attack roll to grab the thing out of its skull.
Okay.
Also, if I kill this thing doing it, can I land where it is?
If you kill it, I will allow that. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, right. Attack roll number 1.
Okay.
This has my
Yep.
modifier and
Sneak attack.
assuming it hits.
Yep. Total to
It's
hit
Not great. That's
is-
a 10.
10 unfortunately misses. You go and you swing down. Now that it's aware that you're there, it just kind of takes a step back, and your first slash goes wide as the second one cuts in. Still retaining sneak attack because
Yep.
I haven't used it
It
yet this
wasn't
turn.
used. Oh,
Ooh.
even worse.
3 1s. What is this? As you go ahead and swing down again, missing where it was, it takes a step back. It's going to use its reaction to attack back because of the rule we're using. That is a 16 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay. As it otherwise steps back and you attempt to land in its space with the 2 swings, you swing wide with both of them as it goes over its head, as it brings its hand up and just gut punches you for 4 points of bludgeoning as you are knocked back, and I will say into the water below. I'll also need you to make me a concentration check on dancing lights.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's a reversal from the Jambi! Oh, how
Yep,
will
maintain
Vinny
concentration.
ever
That's-
recover?
That's fine. That's the roll I wanted to be high, actually. That's the important one.
Concentration check. Yep.
Vinny is not doing good.
Okay.
Um,
I'm not doing well either.
Oh god.
And
You need to help.
We
Alright.
got this though.
Alright, Kat, it is your turn.
Okay.
Jeff
well,
has flown off
my,
somewhere.
my vision has wandered off to a hole.
what?
So-
There's a hole.
It's-
Well, you
It's
can
a
move
hole.
the bird.
I
Yeah.
can.
But the bird's going on your horns.
I'm gonna. Who am I kidding? I'm going here. I need to find out what's in this hole as well.
Leaving Damian to clog the hole.
I'll give a
Look,
pat on the back.
look.
You're doing well.
Damian said he wanted to tank.
You did one tank.
Oh my word,
Okay.
you guys.
Look, okay, we're monsters. We understand this.
We're well aware.
We're beast
I'm
folk,
fighting
okay?
against Andesite monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Squeezing through
I'm
the hole.
gonna move there. I can't get past Romulus.
No,
he's
not in this current
too
situation.
fat.
Wow.
So I'm just gonna.
To be fair, I only moved that far because that was where I had sight up to.
Well, you've got more sight now. I've got a
Yeah,
torch here.
and you're currently
Yeah.
holding the torch, yeah.
Okay, so
I actually
I'm
see
gonna-
the Jabby next to me now.
I'm gonna
Huh?
launch.
Can you see the
Oh, yeah,
Jambi next to
maybe.
you?
Yeah,
Currently no. You know it's there. You can't
Oh,
see
so
it well
this,
though.
This isn't providing enough light.
No, because it reaches 10 feet, but it's going around a corner, so you'll be able to see like just
Wow.
about the edge of it. So your advantage for it being prone will be counted out by the disadvantage for the fact that you can't actually see it well enough.
Beautiful, thanks guys.
I didn't think about that.
Oh, you're there now. And turning
Okay.
around in this corridor isn't going to be doable for you. So-
No.
No, you're gonna have to
Right.
reverse out.
So I'm gonna. I don't have
A couple of
beaver
bright
sights.
reverse lights.
Well, that might work. I'm gonna launch the Jeff and just fly not into the hole, but hover around the surface of the hole. What can I see with the very faint light that I've got?
Make me a perception check. If you're using your action, this will be a regular roll. Bonus action will
Yeah,
be
I'm using my
disadvantage.
action.
Okay.
I've got no,
Okay.
not really. Oh, that is 9.
Okay. Looking down into the hole, you see that it twists downwards into what looks to be some form of lower chamber.
Oh, well, there's an entire chamber down there.
And you can see that the rope seems to hang down in various spots, and you can see that there seems to be almost like a series of handholds along the upper portion of the rope, where it would be pulled through the loops or the pittons on either side.
Is there any evidence of slime or slime passing on the rock around the opening?
I'll say with that roll, it's hard to tell. You'd need to get closer with the light source and inspect more thoroughly.
Okay, alright. Then, in that case, then I will hold the remainder of my movement to move with Romulus.
Okay, sounds good.
my
End of
turn.
your turn. Kay!
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna try and skewer the thing.
Alright, go ahead and make me an attack roll. Total.
11. I don't think that hits.
No, 11. As you go and try and skewer, these two have suddenly become very dexterous. And this one just dodges out of the way as your skewer goes by. Now they know you're aiming for its head.
It's fine. I am going to just try and nom it now.
Okay, bonus action attack. Go. That hits.
Yeah.
You jump up onto its shoulders and you bite down and you feel as you kind of dig your teeth in and it squirms, moving out to either side, but you catch one of the small tendrils that goes out the eye sockets and you bite onto it. You bite onto it. 2 points of damage. Alright. Oh boy.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Oh my goodness, you two.
Alright. End of Kay's
Yeah,
turn.
that'll be
It is
fine.
their turn. This one is going to take a swing versus Vinny.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely.
That is
die.
a 15 to hit.
Oh, you piece of shit.
That just hits, doesn't it?
AC 15.
Ah. And then versus K. Nope, that is an 11 to hit.
Oof, ouch, my bones.
Yep, ouchies in your bones. As Vinny, that is 4 points of bludgeoning damage. As it brings its hand up and slaps you across the face.
Okay, Vinny stumbles and almost falls at this.
Oh no.
Wow.
Just as well it wasn't a backhand. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is the end of their turn. It is now the Plague Knight's turn.
Concentration check.
Oh yeah, concentration check.
Oh, I'm gonna be literally in the dark now with no vision.
Yeah, which means I'll get advantage to attack you, which will cancel out my disadvantage, matey. Oh, you're
Aw,
fine.
I was hoping.
Okay. Seeing what's happening, this guy's going to move up. And he is going to use a Sacred Flame, and he is going to light his mace in the process of doing so as a bonus action. So you can now see properly. Dexterity save by the Jambi. They have a negative. That's a no. And Sacred Flame does D8. 1 point of radiant damage. You guys still have to roll. Okay. It doesn't make it save. Against 1 measly point of damage. I am upset. As it collapses to the ground. Boo!
Hey, at least the next one can move up now.
Yeah, that's true. It can move into the space and get attacks in. Yay. Alright,
Like 2 more
Damian.
from the back.
it's your turn.
I see anything ahead of me currently?
Yes, you can see now the majority of the torso and the legs of this thing that was reaching over its body to try and hit you is now proceeding to pull itself into the space.
Fantastic. I'm gonna move forward and attack it with my mace.
You will be prone in this, which will be disadvantage to attack if you do
I
so.
will be prone? Why will I be prone?
Because you'll be
It's not big enough.
squeezed between 2 bits of rock.
Oh.
It's probably better to like stay.
quiet.
Maybe,
back
yeah, I'm probably
and
better
then
to
Yeah.
stay
wait
here
for
then.
it to come
You
to
can
you.
do something calling a hold action, so you can say I'm going to
Yeah.
perform the attack action, and you're going to hold it until it gets within range, and that uses your reaction.
I think that's probably what I'm gonna have to do.
Okay.
Checking if there's anything else I want to do or can do.
Yeah. The only thing to note, but when you're holding action is so long as you are not spending any of the held action, you can still do it. Or you're not. Yeah. So long as you're not spending the action and then trying to hold it, you're fine.
Yeah, I think that's basically,
Okay.
holding and waiting.
Holding action and waiting. Okay. It is the Jambi's turn. Steps up. Make your attack roll, please, with advantage because it is prone, and you now have a light source thanks to your buddy behind you.
Thank you, sir.
Hits for
That's a 6 damage?
6 points of damage. Okay, nice. And it's going to make an attack roll with disadvantage against you. No. Shield of Faith is still up. You are good. Alright. End of its turn. Romulus.
Well, I believe there is only one thing for me to do currently. Cry. No.
That is a free action.
And
With-
huge
as there is
coil.
now-
Did you say, are you sure?
As there is now light, I will come into this place and look and be looking around for tracks and or other disturbances.
Okay. If you wish to use your action to do so, yep, held action, you move up.
Well, I can't fucking hit
Um,
anything, so yeah.
Okay, so action, so it's just a regular roll then.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ting, tang, walla walla, bing bang.
Oh, nice.
I am depressed that that worked. 22.
22. You look around the area. There are not necessarily tracks of footprints. There are tracks of large box scrapings and barrel scrapings. This is probably a hoist point for where barrels or boxes will be pulled up or down from this particular section. You also note that there are handholds and footsteps in place for individuals to climb down this. This is going to be difficult, but Cat can potentially climb down this. Climbing back up will be harder, but climbing down is certainly possible.
We can do the rope thing again if necessary.
You can,
I
and
have
there are
an idea.
also
After,
two ropes.
after all, you said this place is made to hoist things.
Yes, there are also 2 ropes in place that are currently pushed down the hole, so you can use them for support.
Excellent. Right, well. I don't want to go down the hole right now.
Sure, we could just start another combat.
You've only
Potentially.
You've only used 15 feet of movement.
Hey, look. I'm not infernal. So I'm just gonna not do that.
I would like to say that Infernal now is not the only one who holds that. Now that we have 2 combats going on right here.
Okay. These are the same combat that just happen to have taken place on either ends.
I don't know. They weren't awake. They could have easily walked away.
I woke these ones up.
Yeah, you could have just walked away.
It could have. But hey, he made a valid point. There might be another tunnel leading into here.
Yeah,
So
that is a very valid
I
point.
probably should have insisted that we stayed up here, to be honest. Oh well.
Also
Yeah,
noted.
this
Also,
way is good.
your mic is up. Barely.
Yeah, that'd do it.
Okay. So Romulus, you ending your turn there?
I will end my turn.
Lloyd.
Oh no, the knight's there. There's 2 people.
So, Infernal. You there? He's muted, and he's
I
not
think
responding.
basically he's just wondering
hit
if
the
there's any
bottle.
dregs left in the bottom of the bottle.
Mm.
I mean,
I'm probably
I
going to
think
just
we
open.
try and find
hello,
out.
Infernal. What would you like to do?
What? Can I? I can't see this one, can I?
Make a perception check. I'll say with disadvantage to use your bonus action to see.
Sure.
With those rolls, yes, you can. You can. This thing, now that it's pushed itself a bit further through, this one managed to wedge itself through, Damian kind of baiting out a bit. You see that it has pulled through a bit more, and it is now within line of sight.
Please don't tell me it's prone.
It is prone.
It is.
Yeah.
It's wedged between 2 pieces of rock, so it's prone.
Okay.
More boxes if you want.
There are always barrels that you haven't opened. They might contain
Yeah, you
liquor.
can look at the barrels. Yeah,
I might have the wine in.
yeah. You're just having a good time, Lloyd. It's fine.
It's up to
Just
you.
have a good
I
time.
feel trapped. I'm gonna open my
Of course, Damian.
You're gonna open up. You're gonna open up a barrel.
Yes.
Go ahead and make me an attack. Make me an athletics check. All right.
Sure.
You go over. This time, smartly finding a crowbar, you jam it in, crack open the top of the barrel. Go ahead and roll me a d4.
D4.
Yeah.
Alchemical fire explodes in your face.
3.
3. You open it up and you can see what looks to be vast quantities of water within this particular barrel.
Water. Is
Yeah.
it-
It's a clear liquid. It looks clean.
Does it look
We can have
old or
tea
fresh?
after this.
Do you want to taste it?
No, just by looking at it.
By looking at it, water's water. It's hard to tell.
Ah, damn.
Doesn't look.
Seems there was some water here too. Maybe they were watering the plants with this one.
Okay. So while Lloyd is off investigating, Vinny, what would you like to do?
Okay, bonus action healing word on myself
Alrighty, go
Yeah.
ahead.
is a d4.
Four. Plus your modifier, I believe? Or is that
Yes.
only...
No, it's plus one.
That's at least 4. You healed back your hit points.
Yeah, it's 4 points of healing.
Bonus action.
5. It's a bonus action. The green one is looking bad by this point, right?
Green one's looking worse, yes. And you are currently in
Okay.
the water where you fell down, notably.
Yeah.
And I am still chomping on the thingy.
Yep. He's technically attached to this one at the moment, but, you know.
Okay, well, I don't really have much of a choice but to try and do something decisive here. So I'm going to... Squaring off with this one. Then quickly take one step to the side, pivot, and take a slash at this one.
Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
That's my main action attack, so it gets everything.
Yes, everything, sneak attack and all.
Yep.
Oh god.
Ah. You see, as you go and you take the swing, you watch as Kay jumps onto it and takes a bite, and you kind of instinctively go to swing and then stop yourself, knowing that you'll hit Kay if you do. Or actually,
Yes.
I will let you re-roll, but should you hit, you will also damage Kay.
Do it.
Nice. As Kay dies.
Do it.
Ah, Kay'll be
fine.
fine.
I am not scared of this at all.
Okay, kill for command.
Vinny is like, do it. You reroll the damage as well, notably. It'll be rerolling everything, but it's only if you hit will you damage Kay as well.
Oh,
And
it's not a.
It will be you make an attack roll. If you hit against the gelatin, you will also hit Kay. Kay will take the weapon damage, which is the top one. The ooze will take both of them.
The weapon damage being the top one and the modifier.
And the modifier, yeah. But he won't take
This
any
feels
sneak
like a-
attack.
Really bad idea.
Do it.
No, yeah, I was thinking it was if you miss, you hit K. Yeah, I'm not.
It's the trade-off for the fact that you've already missed, and it's in the way that
Mhm.
this is happening. Yes or no?
Fine,
What's the
do
worst
it.
that can happen?
I'm not
Okay.
Sudz is fine, so.
Alright, let's go.
Cat, get off me.
Total to hit?
11. Doesn't matter anyway.
11? No. You take the swing with a sword. You think about it, you pause, you swing. As you get close, Kay's kind of pulls back reflexively, taking the skull with him as the blade cuts short. Okay.
Out of interest, what is your current hit points, K?
10.
Okay, I wouldn't have killed you immediately.
No, I would have been fine.
Plus you have your resilience as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have been
That's
fine.
why I wasn't scared.
He can just
Okay.
he can just reduce the damage. He'd have been fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't. I have 5 hit points.
Yeah.
This is going badly.
Yeah. That's
Right.
why.
End of your turn.
Thing.
Cat! You're standing at the top of a root stairway leading down.
Awesome. There's a hole.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, now that I'm
Hole in the
closer,
ground.
I'm just gonna hold the light over the hole. And how deep is this?
Probably
Is
about
it? Can I?
10 feet.
It's really not that deep.
No,
Like a shallow hole.
it's mostly just twisting roots that lead into a lower chamber, but it kind of coils and turns, so it's a little bit hard to see exactly, but it doesn't seem that deep.
I will be right back real quick.
Romulus.
Okay.
You have a torch.
I do not have a torch.
You're currently holding one, notably, but
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of what I can throw down there on fire to give some light and not lose the torch.
Have you considered lighting something else on fire and throwing it down? Such as
Yeah,
one of the
there is
multitude
wood
of
and stuff
wooden
everywhere
items.
around. I'm gonna grab some bits of wood or
Okay.
whatever there's around. Set a light and throw it down the hole. Follow it with Jeff.
okay.
Set fire to the whole room.
You no.
This-
Let
this
Cat
could be
set
my-
fire to everything. As you light
It'd
it
be fine.
and you chuck it down. Go ahead and roll me a d20. Higher is better for you.
I just want to clear up. My guardian / one that's meant to be some degree of responsibility said there's loads of wood everywhere. Hey,
8.
Okay, first of all, this is an informal guardian.
Okay.
Second of all,
You
I
pick
don't
up.
control you. Do what you like.
Okay, you pick up the wood and you light it. You chuck it down and you watch as it bounces off of the wooden roots that are dry and lands next to what looks to be a large quantity of boxes and barrels.
Oh god!
The fire hasn't caught on the roots, thankfully enough, as it was only contact. It looks mildly singed. But the flame at this current moment is flickering next to boxes and barrels contained with unknown materials within.
excellent. Well, this is going to go one of two ways, isn't it?
I will say you can see the torch has landed. Let's make this smaller. The torch has landed there. Actually, no, it'll be a large quantity of boxes and barrels, so I'll say it's there.
Oh,
This is the
God.
routes that you end up
Why-
climbing down.
Why
notably.
would you do this? What possibly could have possessed you to do this?
This person who just suggested, hey, lots of fuel around!
Okay.
I very specifically said, why don't you take something else, light it on fire, and then throw that down?
That's what she
I
did. She
did.
picked up a bit of wood, lit it, and threw it
Oh,
down.
sorry, you said the torch.
No,
down
she
there.
took
No.
she lit something else
Okay.
on fire,
No,
threw that
that's
down.
fine.
And...
That's fine. We've still got the torch. I don't
Yeah,
care
we've
about
got
the
the torch.
rampant inferno that's going to happen down there. That's not my problem.
Okay, I'm gonna send Jeff down and inspect.
Okay. Jeff goes down and has a look around. I'll say it was your bonus action to pick up a stick, set it on fire, action to throw it down.
Jeff, much like a canary,
Jeff-
dummies of smoke inhalation.
Probably will next turn. But
Does he
Jeff,
breathe?
yes, technically.
Two birds breathe.
Oh, he's made of crystal.
He's partially made of crystal. Jeff goes down there and is going to be waiting. And next turn, you'll be able to swap your vision and see what Jeff sees. Maybe it'll be nothing in smoke. Maybe Jeff will be dead if these are explosives. You don't know.
Excellent.
All right,
That sounds about right.
Kay, it's your turn. Oh, this party is just
See,
combat
Jokes on
A,
everyone.
exploration, combat B. This is great.
Jokes on everyone. Kay and Vinny are gonna be the only ones that survive.
Okay, Kay, what would you like to do?
I am attempting to rip this thing out of the skull of this thing.
Okay, go ahead and make me an attack roll. Alright, that's a hit. Doing should be 7 points of damage.
Yes.
Okay. You, otherwise, with your claw, kind of reach into the skull, you grab it and you begin to tear it, and you see there are a few final tendrils holding it in place. You'll need to make a second attack roll to cut it free. However, you can then bite it and swallow it.
I will do so.
Okay, go ahead and make me a second attack roll.
I gotta get one of these two
I
out
will
of
s-
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I
I was going to say, given you are currently holding it, I was going to give you advantage before you
Oh.
finished rolling, so I'll allow it.
I get my advantage.
Because I was going to say, as you're currently holding it and you're shoving it in your mouth, this will just be advantage, because there's no reason not to. Never mind.
Oh my goodness!
You,
Hold on.
you checking if you have inspiration?
Yes.
Is that a yes you do, or is that a yes you're checking?
Yes, I turned it off. I'm using it.
Okay, let's go.
I'm using it. This needs to happen. I'm not letting Vinny die.
Okay. With trying to tear this thing free, you pull at it, and in that moment, as Vinny otherwise swings wide, with the momentum, you tear it free and shove it into your mouth and swallow it in that instance as it is otherwise crushed and killed. As it is now gone. Roll me a d20.
Alright, D20. I still don't know what this does, but we're doing it.
9.
9.
Okay. Nothing new happens.
Okay.
Okay. And that is
I
the
am-
end of your turn?
Looking at this thing, making sure it sees its little buddy going down.
Oh yeah, it did. It's going to make an attack roll against you.
Yeah!
That's a 12 to hit.
No!
Alright. It goes and swings, trying to grab at you with its hand to try and pull its friend free, and is unable to do so, as it is already swallowed. Okay. Plague Knight's turn. He is going to Sacred Flame, because there's nothing else he can do. Dexterity save of the zombie, fails, and takes 5 points of radiant damage.
That's more like
Neat.
it.
Neat. Damian, it is your turn, and Romulus, you will be up next in a moment.
Oh, it'd be mace time again.
Alright, go ahead and give me a bap.
I like squirting things in the eyes with mace.
I have concerns.
Squinch. How much
That's a-
damage?
10 points.
10 points of damage. Okay, zombie is looking mighty hurt. Also, it was with advantage technically because it's still prone. So if you want to make the second roll,
Oh, yeah,
just in
I
case
roll a
it's
nat
natural 20. Yeah,
That would be nice.
yeah.
Roll a
Then,
nat 20, please.
then we'll just roll the additional one. Nope. Okay. Okay. I believe that is your turn then.
I am done. Yeah.
Romulus. Actually, no, it's their turn now. It's going to make its attack roll disadvantage. Wow. That's a 20 to hit. Still misses because you got Shield of Faith on you still.
Yes.
All right.
Uh,
Romulus.
I- You ever feel almost bad for one of these fuckers?
Nah,
Nah,
Not really.
they're tasty.
they are tasty.
Fair enough, I suppose. They do seem quite delicious.
They taste lightly of licorice.
Only lightly.
The rest of it's acid and bile, but you know.
Mmm, delicious. I've never
That's
been
the
more
best
excited
part.
in my life.
That's
Right.
Okay. Romulus, you
Well-
can see down the stairway where it otherwise bounced against the side, and you can see that there is now a kindling bit of wood that's currently hanging next to a box.
Does the box seem to be igniting? at
You
any
can't tell
great
yet.
speed?
Jump in! Go for it!
Yeah, fuck it, I guess. Yeah, Romulus climbs down.
Okay, so 5,
God.
10, and so 5, 10,
I-
15, so it's 15 feet there.
I'm observing the fire situation.
Are you picking it up or just watching it?
I'm looking and seeing if there is a place on it I can pick up where I will not end up getting burned.
Okay. You can pick it up. It's a stick, which the end of it's on fire. It's burning.
I will
relatively
pick
quickly.
up the stick
Okay.
and see if I can find a more something which I can hold and do. See if I can find like a replacement torch to light that will last perhaps a tad bit longer.
Okay. I'll say go. You pick it up. That'll be fine. Go ahead and make me a perception check, then, please, to look around. Delete these.
For once, without disadvantage.
Flippin' heck, what have we done?
Oh, so close. Perception check. That's a 9.
Can't remember if I can delete these. Can I? Yeah. I can. A 9. You holding the bit of wood, and in the moment you can look around panicking, and you're like, there's lots of wood and boxes. You need to smash something in order to, light stuff on fire.
Well, it's a good thing I have hooves.
Light it on fire. You've got plenty of rat skins. You could wrap them around it and make it last a little bit longer.
No, those rat skins are at this point in time being used for a rat hat, which I will be making someone very dear to me wear as a sign of affection.
Oh no.
Oh, poor Damian.
It's actually going to be Vinny.
Hey, nice.
Right.
Then how will he see out of his eyes?
I will be taking a look for what seems to be the most flammable box in my nearby vicinity. I suspect it would be this one that's partially open.
Okay.
So I'm going to smash it with my hooves
Okay.
and then pick up a bit that can be lit to be a slightly longer lasting.
I will say
torch.
this will be a bonus action attack to attack the box, so go ahead and make me an attack roll, as you already used your action to look around.
Can I use my reckless?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh, fuck me! Why the fuck am I doing this?
Kicks barrel stubbs toe.
The
Okay.
the chance of getting
that-
Splinter.
You
High.
otherwise, in this instance, you're otherwise look around. Box, kick lid off. It's on the floor. Use hoove, smash. Alright, bit of wood you could light on fire. You have a choice. You can either control the fire at next turn, or you can drop the fire on top of it and hope that it just doesn't catch really quickly.
I'll control fire at next turn.
Okay, you are currently holding the piece of wood as it is getting smaller and smaller in your hands.
Look, I can do this.
Okay. Lloyd, you're up in
Yay.
this room. You can hear the combat going on here. You have no idea what's going on elsewhere, and the other two party members have buggered off somewhere.
Thanks, Billy.
I will go to one of the reinforced boxes.
Okay. Notably, the box that you opened, which had the wine glasses in before, was the reinforced one here.
Ah, okay. So I've opened a barrel, I've opened a regular box, and I've opened a reinforced box.
Correct. There are more barrels and there's more boxes.
Yeah, let's go. I'll open this one here.
All right, opening up a box. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
11.
Okay. Taking the crowbar, you jam in, push down, prying it off, and as you otherwise pop the lid on this one, you look inside expecting to see glass, but you don't. You see what looks to be a large cask of some form. Kind of like a handheld cask that you'd lift up with two handles on either side. As you kind of reach in and lift it up, it's light. It's empty. Much like everything else here, apparently. This one, however, does have a stopper.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Including my head. Things that are
a
empty.
cask.
Yep.
Uh,
Or a keg, sorry. A cask or keg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one's the smaller of the two.
A keg is small. Well, no. Well,
Cask.
a cask is smaller
It's
than a
is
keg.
the smaller one,
But,
yeah.
but there are different sizes of keg, and theoretically, a large cask can be bigger than a small keg.
It's just the general measurement of unit. Okay, in which case I'll say it's a cask then, because it's the smaller of the two.
Okay.
Okay. That is your action. Look around the room.
Guess I'll... Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Continue
look around.
looking.
You can continue looking around the room. All right. Interesting turn.
Actually looking for loot in the middle
Vinny.
of combat.
I'm stuck,
Okay.
okay? I'm literally stuck.
The party consists of an NPC and player who are dealing with a zombie who's trapped, two party members who are exploring, a guy who's looting, and then two who are struggling versus some skeletons they didn't inform the party
a guy
about.
who's trying to help but is getting blocked and can't see this.
I do
Yeah.
want to stress, if it wasn't for the fact that I physically can't do anything, I would be helping Damian.
You were able to
But,
hit
like,
over him with your
short of
Danax.
using Damian as an
If I couldn't
improvised
do
weapon.
anything, I would, but...
I am a stopper. You might not have found any stoppers in the bottles, but I am the stopper.
Funny thing is, there's still something down here.
Oh,
Yeah, I
it's fine,
know.
There was
Deal with
something
it.
down there. Just,
Oh, man.
Fine.
let's just run away, of course, in the meantime, which is quite plausible.
Damian, deal with everything over this side. We're just gonna have fun with fire.
Okay, so, Vinny.
Okay. We're not looking great, but we finally have a good situation against this man.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to make 2 attacks against him and try and wear him down as much as possible. If not to kill him, then so that Kay can finish him off.
Okay, go ahead and make me attack.
Number 1. I do not think I've rolled above a 6 since I got down here, so
Way!
there we go. That'll do it.
6 plus...
Plus 5, so 18.
plus
Oh, sorry, you want the damage, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6
Yeah.
plus 9.
Oh, I just realised something. Does anyone remember how much damage I roughly did to the Jambi beforehand?
Which
chance?
one?
50.
The one from who was up there, because I took it away from the wrong health.
Oh, okay.
I think it was... It was
the
5.
Jambi- I mean, maybe?
It was 5. That's what the D20. That's what the D8's on at the moment. I'll say that. Okay. How much damage did you do? Sorry. 6 plus
9.
9. Okay, yeah.
Plus 4.
You swing in with your scimitar, otherwise severing the head and actually cutting the skull in half, with the gel inside kind of sliding to either side as the form is on the floor and dead.
Nom.
Oh, brilliant.
Make me a reaction.
Yes.
Make me an attack roll reaction. You've got a hit versus the AC, which will be slightly increased because it's in this instance it's falling. This before it hits the floor and becomes meh. Total?
That is a 17.
18. That just hits.
Yeah.
You otherwise kind of catch what's left of it in your hand and you kind of shove it in your mouth. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
Yeah. Delicious.
9. Okay.
Why?
Nothing new happens. Alright.
Hey, you got
big
9 last
jerk.
time. Doubles, roll again.
Doubles.
This is the 5th time I rolled a 9 today.
So Vinny, in this current
You should probably be
situation,
in jail by this point.
yeah, you should be. At this point, you're looking around. You can't seem to see any more enemies in your particular vicinity. Is there any, would you like to move or do anything with your bonus
Okay,
action?
well, Kay just ate another one. Kay, are there any more nearby? Sense them?
Don't sense anything.
Okay, and can we still hear fighting?
Nope.
or-
Not from here.
Okay.
No, we're a bit on the other side.
Hold on. Just go back to where you were before this whole thing started.
Nothing happened.
Okay, well, if there's no sign of anything,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to return to our original plan A, which is to look for a potential tunnel around here.
Okay.
To
I'll
try and
say
get round to combat.
bonus action. Go ahead and make me either an investigation or
I've used
perception
the
check.
bonus action. I've used a bonus action already. Oh, no,
Oh,
I
did you?
haven't. 'cause I
No, you
told
didn't. I
one-
thought. Yeah, you only made
Yeah,
one,
alright.
one attack. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just, since there's not supposed to be anything in the immediate vicinity, I'm just
I'll say.
walking along this wall looking for any signs of anything.
Okay. I'll say make me a perception check with disadvantages. It's with your bonus action.
Fair.
Yeah.
Again, for disadvantage, so that's worse. So, that's what, +3 for perception?
7. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't notice any secret entrances. You do notice, however, the single intact lantern on the wall still. Which does strike you as strange, given that all the lanterns you've seen so far have been smashed and pulled off the walls.
I moved, what, 5, 10, so...
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yep, 30. Okay.
30.
Alrighty. End
Nice.
of your turn. Cat!
Oh no.
You gonna climb?
I was gonna go down
Uh-huh.
and no, he's there.
Hey,
I'm
my
not gonna-
plague knight friend.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. Make me a dexterity saving throw with advantage, because you have rope to hold on to. Because your equine form does not accompany you well for this kind of terrain. Oh, wrong
Oh,
button.
no, hang on.
There you go.
That is a dex save, which is +3, so that's
Yeah.
14.
14, you otherwise
Okay.
climb down. You slip a bit, but you otherwise kind of, using both ropes, manage to hoist yourself down. You land on this particular space here, and you can see that Romulus is holding a very small bit of wood and has smashed a box at your feet. So you
Ah,
have
How much
15 feet of
movement have I
movement
used?
left. You'd use 20 because of your equine form.
Okay, I've got 20 left then. With 40.
Oh yeah,
foot
because it's
movement.
40 feet, not 35.
Okay.
35 is Romulus's.
Well, this is the only wall.
Don't speed
Correct.
shame me, Chris.
Yep.
Okay.
You have more than
So-
everybody else, don't complain.
Technically,
Romulus is
To get here.
Romulus is technically here, so you'd have to go 5, 10, 15,
right.
20.
Let's
So you'd be
say
able to get to
20.
there.
Okay. Right, I'm not gonna do what I was gonna. Oh no, I'm not gonna
Okay.
do. that.
General notion, you see what looks to be a solid wall in front of you. It's not illusory.
No, but I know there have been illusory, so I kind of just want to try. I'm not gonna do what I was gonna cast sort of homing blade at it to see if it went through. Now I'm
Why not?
gonna do that because I'm fucking.
You don't know he's there.
Yeah, you technically don't.
You don't know. It's a solid wall.
All right.
I will put out.
It could
I'm
kill
just
you.
going to say this. If you think it's illusory, why would you shoot a blade at it?
Because if it wasn't, it was going to make a clank which people might hear. It was one of the two. But no, I don't think I will. Oh, yeah. And I can't see for it. It looks solid.
As far as you can tell. You can always dash as your action and go up and touch it.
You know what? I haven't really
5
got
feet of
fractions.
movement. Most efficient dash in history.
Actually, you know what? No, forget this. Forget this. I'm changing over. Jeff, go and see if the wall's real.
Okay. I'm going to make an attack roll against Jeff for the wall. It's going to have a +0 versus his AC of what?
His AC of... Oh, that's my AC.
Does he have an
12.
AC?
Should do, yeah.
Yeah, it's
12?
an AC of
Okay.
12.
And I'm going to do something better. I'm gonna roll the dice and roll 20. Or not roll 20, tabletop. I get to do this very rarely. Okay, Jeff flies at the wall. Vinny, you very faintly hear thump. As from the other side, Jeff flies into the wall, which is solid, but doesn't die, thankfully.
Eh? Hello?
Nanny?
I hear hello.
You
Hello?
do. You hear a very faint hello from the other side.
Hello?
Hi. We found a room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
This book says on foil.
I'm waiting for
Okay.
Joy to the jungle
Okay,
to
there's
just swing
wailing,
out the
and
rope.
I heard the word fire in there.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Alright, Kay,
So ends my turn.
it's your turn.
Kay is smart.
SMRT.
20. It's gonna run over to Vinny.
Alright. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay.
I am going to jump off of Vinny's shoulders, and I am going to grab this lantern.
Alright, go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check.
Yeah. Acrobatic. That's
It looks like a
12.
9.
Alright, 12. You jump off of Vinny, grab onto the lantern. It holds your weight pretty well. You're surprised. With your passive investigation, you can see there is a tiny button on the inside of the lantern at the top.
I'm pressing the button.
You press the button. I don't have variation where the wall's gone. But the wall in front of you slides to one side as you see as the inside is lit by Romulus holding a matchstick worth of fire at the with his fingers as he's trying not to burn. Cat's holding a torch, and the two of you are standing there in this hallway, looking in. You can see a multitude of boxes and crates within, as well as, I'd say, from passing perception, you can probably vaguely see the tops of bottles with stoppers in.
Hello.
Hi. Boxes. And fire.
Okay.
Well, you lot are still alive at least.
Well, we are. I mean, we did kind of leave Damian fighting. But he's got the knight with him. And he's got Lloyd, who's probably doing the most amazing job of fighting right now.
Speaking of, it is the knight's turn. Sacred Flame, because that's all he can do. Jambi fails and takes 5 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
Damian, it's your turn.
It's time again.
Smack, advantage, because prone.
Oh, right, okay.
Hit! 4 plus
7 damage.
7 points of damage. Neat. So ends your turn, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Alright, Jambi's turn. Attack. With disadvantage. No, actually. Hold up. That's a 21. Nope, it's with disadvantage, not advantage. No, never mind. That misses.
Misses, you die. Terrible.
He misses.
Very
Woof.
sad.
Whiff. Alright. End
One real
of
surprised.
Jambi's turn. Romulus. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw with advantage.
And dexterity
As you can
saving.
see the matchstick of wood currently beginning to burn out to the very tapered end. And you know that you need to drop it and catch it, or drop it onto the piece of wood at just the right time for the controlled wood burning. Easily enough. You drop the matchstick of wood onto the top of the broken crate, light a little bit on fire. You otherwise hold it up. You have a torch for about 4 rounds before it starts burning through, but it's going to take a little bit of time because it's a sturdy bit of wood. Actually, I'll say maybe 8 rounds at this point, but it's more controlled.
I'll get the other bits into a little bundle and like shift them with my foot away from the rest of the flammable stuff
Okay.
and light those a little bit so that I've
Okay.
got like a backup fire.
Okay. As you otherwise push open the crate, and notably with some of these crates as they are depicted, not all of them contain bottles and vials. Just as a general note. But you do, as you otherwise push the top of this one open, you can see empty bottles inside with stoppers on top. These ones seem to be almost like jugs of them.
Noted.
Anything else you'd like to do in around here?
But they are empty.
They are empty, it would seem, yeah. These ones in particular.
God fucking damn. What's the Minotaur gonna do to get a drink around here?
You can see a few nearby of like wine bottles and vials which are filled with various bits of liquid.
Alright. I'm actually not going to say like it is. Is there any way for me to sort of like shuffle past Cat here?
I'd say you can shuffle past Cat and be where Jeff is, yeah.
There's this wall here.
No.
No, it's open.
No,
Nope,
it's
it's
open
gone.
now.
Oh, it's now open. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was still
standing
closed.
there.
No, it's open
Right.
from the other side at this point.
Right. In that case, I'm gonna go further into here and do some investigating.
Okay.
Your Romulus eyes see.
I love it when Chris does that side because I know he's regretting life. What do you want me to do, Chris?
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
He's giving us too much freedom. He is regretting it.
No, I'm not regret. Slightly. Only a smidge. Okay.
11.
Romulus, you have become what you sought to destroy. As from the ceiling above,
Amazing.
you see two more of what looks to be these frick's sake, of corpse oozes currently attached, suckered to the ceiling here. They've, as you move up with the light, you watch as their forms begin to, instead of going from kind of this lightly dripping mass, they begin to move more, and you can hear the sounds of their sucking and bubbling.
Do I still have any movement left?
Yes! You used 5, 10, 15 of it.
Right. And arguably they would be semi-surprised at this point, so I could go away without
Technically
being...
so would you, but yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm still on my ground, so I can move.
I know, but technically it should be separate combat.
I'm going to just put my flaming thing onto the nearest flammable-looking thing, which is over here, and I'm just going to walk back. Nope.
Okay.
As we shut this door, should we just let this room explode?
We need to leave here quickly.
Okay. You say that, and the rest of you hear the sound of the users within. Alright, Lloyd! Anything special you'd like to do?
Oh, Lloyd,
Or do
you're
you want to
doing
move on
pretty
to the next barrel?
On to the next.
Go ahead and roll me an athletics check. Oh, this session has gone well. It's okay,
well.
yeah.
Had no hard say.
Hey.
You with the crowbar. Thunk. Crack. Go ahead and roll me a d4.
Ooh.
2.
2.
Alright. You open it up and you have a look inside. And where you were expecting to see maybe more water, you see what looks to be sand. But almost finer, like a light yellow dusting of sand.
A lighter sand.
Finer sand.
A finer.
Building sand.
Yeah.
Or sand that's
Nah.
really good for making gunpowder.
It's tasty sand.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll,
Can always find out.
Put down here.
I want to. I wish I was there.
How much of it there is it?
It's a whole barrel.
Full barrel.
Yeah,
okay.
full barrel. Uncracked until now.
Any bags of holdingers?
No.
Yeah, sure. My stomach.
I'll
We're busting that. It's not a good idea.
guess I'll grab and fill one of the vials I
I
got.
never said
Okay.
it was a good idea.
Take
Yeah.
you take one of the vials, you fill it with this sand, you kind of shake it, shimmers slightly. Slightly reminds you of something. Something you'd seen beforehand.
Can I roll a history check on that or something?
Roll a nature check.
Sure. Ooh. 11 plus 2.
Reminds you of
30.
silver flowers covered in a yellow dusting.
Ooh.
Also reminds you of the silver liquid with golden flecks in it that you saw refined in the distillery up on the surface.
That was sand. I did not think
Maybe
it was
this
sand.
isn't sand, but it is. But it isn't. But it is.
Alright.
But it isn't.
It's fine like dust, and as you kind of scoop your hand in, it's very, very fine.
I filled 2 more of the vial.
Okay.
Then I stick some cloth to like
Stop it
block
from
the,
pouring out.
Yeah,
Okay.
as a stop, yeah.
Alright, taking small bits of cloth, just tearing it and shoving it in the top. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, Vinny. Okay. Vinny, Cat, Kay, we're skipping past you. Damian and Plague Knight, I'm going to have you finish this combat, then we're calling it, because I'm not
Yeah.
going on for another hour and a half.
Oh,
as you
I'm
finish
just
leaving.
this.
waiting for-
I'm running away from this.
We'll
I don't
get
have the
there.
health for
We'll
that.
get there
Yeah.
next time.
I'm just waiting for them to get out and then closing the door with the.
I'll resume combat up here when we get there. Alright. That's a failed save on the zombies part. That's cocked. And it failed its fortitude check, and the Jambi is dead. Alright, Damian, you watch as the Jambi in front of you withers in a pile of this otherwise radiant fire, as the Plague Knight looks at you and just goes, "Right, where did the rest of your friends go?"
I don't know.
I think
Are
they
you
went.
paying any attention?
I think they went down this way. Lloyd, you done back there?
Valued
What did he say?
Lloyd, are you done back there?
Yes, I'm done.
Alright, let's move through this way and follow your friends.
No problem.
Alright. And that is where we're going to end our session tonight. So, as the party ventures further into what seems to be the storage holdings, perhaps, of this elven drug lab, the party otherwise sees the intriguing things they've found so far. Seeing slimes, oozes, gelatins, and jambies all around the place. The party decides splitting up was the best idea, fighting on several fronts and drawing this out a bit more, before going into the storage room and aggroing another fight. We'll get back to this next week. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.